Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are coming off a very interesting weekend. 3-3 draw. This time last week, thought it was going to be a big blowout. Some of you might be catching the end of the Premier League games. I can give you an update quickly. Right now, last time I checked, Aston Villa is up with just a few minutes left, 1-0 over City. And in the 83rd minute, United 2-1 over Chelsea. Liverpool won earlier. Fulham 5-0. Fulham has been scoring goals lately. They almost pulled the upset against Liverpool. Bournemouth beat Crystal Palace, and Brighton won 2-1. So it was a busy midweek bunch of games. How are you doing, Alan?
Yeah, look, I'm doing great. Obviously, keeping an eye on the scores myself as well. Man City, if they lose this, it's 3 points from a possible 12. Crisis at Man City. Who would have thought? But yeah, look, I'm having a good time. I'm all good. Thank you very much for having me back on your show. Was meant to do it last week or the week before, but couldn't make it. But said as soon as I could, I would be back on. And here I am. Let's talk everything Spurs. Let's talk about, are we on the right track? Are we looking to go in the right direction finally? We'll get into it. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. And there will be a couple people coming on. You have those who just finished shows. So they'll be coming on. I think Alex is going to be coming on. And so, yeah. So, yeah. They'll jump on when they jump on. But I just want to give a big up for those who are already in the chat. Big up to Adrian. Big up. Evening. Big Tone is also in the house. Big supporter. We got Roy, who's also in the house. Big up, big up. Once again, I pinned it to the chat. I started. Guys, get on to Time Added On. Support Alan. His show has fastly grown, and is the most entertaining show. You just never know. Like, one day I'm watching Jay and Stell go at it, and if it's not that, then it's this
Me and
you
Ali.
and box office. I mean, there's no dull moment on that channel.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So guys, watch, support, and subscribe, like, do it. Do it tonight, do it today, do it now, and then come on back. Big up to Chris. Big up, Chris. I'm Go Bar. Big supporter. The channels. Big up to him. 3SS Sports Picks. Big up to him. Big supporter. Talk Spurs. Big up to you for your support. Big up to Scott. Big up to him. I would love to have him on the show because he'll kind of balance out the subject that we're going to talk about tonight. So, if you want to jump on, I will gladly send you the link because I like to have all types of views. He's a bit more critical of what's going on, and so we've been critical, but he's more critical than we are. But we'll love to have him on. Ratish, big up. Thank you for helping us on the stream. Big up to Ratish. Big up Rob Frank. Big up to Scott Hyman, another supporter. Bring your boy. Big up. He is in the house. He says, "Chat, sort yourself out with the terrible poll result." Actually, I haven't even seen the poll. Who won? Like I haven't seen the results. Big up Rob Frank. Mark. Big up. Daniel Field is in the house. We broke City. Yeah, we did. We broke City. We broke them. Man. Big up Edward. Big up in the house. And so man, yeah, it looks like City is going to fall. I have not seen them slump like this. It's different. I've seen them slump and then like turn it on, and they may still turn it on, but I haven't seen 4 consecutive games,
Yeah.
Premier League games. Yeah,
And with
it's
these, like they had a little slump earlier on, but these ones, like Rodri's been there, hasn't he? He was there against us. He's there against Villa. He was there because they normally say with Rodri they don't slump, but even with Rodri, they're not looking the Villa like Man City of old. I mean, I thought they were going to win the league still, but maybe the people they've sold were too big a part of them. You know, Gundogan, Mahrez.
yeah,
Maybe it was too much too all at once. Who knows? But yeah, they're not looking good.
yeah. Those guys were clutch too. Mahrez, Gundogan, those guys, um, they're usually solid. Um, okay, just got a message. All right. Yeah, no, they're usually solid, clutch in the moment. And right now, you're not getting it from Doku. You're not getting it from uh, who did this? They got Kovacic. I think he's still injured. So yeah, no, it's
Mm,
definitely different. Definitely different.
yeah.
So before we talk about the main topic, we could quickly recap
Yeah.
the 3-3 draw that happened on Sunday. Alan, if I had told you that it was going to be a draw, I would have bitten your hand. I would have said, "Hey, pass me what you're smoking." I would
Mm,
have said, because with Davies and I almost said Dyer and Royale, I'm
yeah.
thinking we're getting pumped.
Yeah. Well, I predicted on X 2 days before and then the day before 3-2 Spurs. There's look, people might say I was a bit weird, but like, or I was just trying to be positive. But the way I look at it is, yep, you can get at Spurs. But as we see with the results previously, if you go at City, Chelsea win at City, Liverpool win at City, and obviously Villa have done it tonight, you can cause this City team problems. It's not City team of 3 or 4 years ago. Yes, they've got people that can hurt you the other direction, like Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Doku, and all that. But this City team you can get at if you attack and you go at them. Newcastle showed it last season as well. When they went at them at St James's Park, they caused Man City all sorts of problems. So I was like, Spurs going to go at them. We can get something covered. We're going to have to shore it up our end. But for some reason, every single time Man City play us, Man City more often than not become Spursy against us. They really do. I don't know what it is. We admit if this whole bogey team thing is actually a true thing, but every time, more often than not, when we play them, they do what Spurs normally do and bottle it. And yeah, at times it looked a bit off for Spurs, but we have got quite a few injuries and suspensions. But look, when we show what you're going to play the Ange way, we look like we can cause any team problems. So I thought we could get them and cause an upset. Almost came off, but a point's better than anything considering the recent run of results. But just wanted to highlight for me, Brian Hill showed in that game why he is not good enough for the Premier League.
Yeah,
He's like a boy on that pitch. Like Walker had literally, I've said it loads of times. It looked like Walker took his son to work and like just stand there and watch me. Like that's how bad Hill was. He done good in the first, like when he kept hold of the ball for the build up for the first goal. Apart from that, he was absolutely awful. I think Kulusevski's showing what type of player he is playing in the middle. I think he's just been excellent. Lo Celso, a player that I have not rated for Spurs the last 2 games, showing that he can step up. Long may it continue as long as he's doing that and putting and putting Spurs first for a change. I'm here for it all day long. Obviously, we get Romero back tomorrow and hopefully not too much longer for Van der Ven. But look, we've got a good team and with a manager willing to let them play and be free on the pitch and express themselves. I've got faith in this manager. I've got faith in this project. I've got faith in this build. The last bit of faith I have to give is to our owners to finally do the right thing for a manager. Doesn't mean throwing 200, 300 million at them. Allow Ange to pick the players he needs for his system and how he wants to play. So far, so good. Not everyone's going to come off perfect. Obviously, Phillips and Velez are ones that are for the future. And like I think they should have been put to the back burner, and we continue to build the first team and squad. But as it stands, Madison, the right buyer. Van der Ven, the right buyer. Obviously, Basuma and Udogie were the right buyers. Porro and Kulusevski, I think, have been good acquisitions as well, because we actually sorted them out and made sure they were a full-time contract with Spurs, not on loan or, where we wanted to extend the loan or whatever like that. I think we've done good business. I think it's a team, a squad we can build on. And yeah, if we get it right in the next 2 or 3 years, I've said it on my channel, I said it on the Football Terrace, and I'll say it here now. 2 or 3 good windows, and Ange allowed to do what he wants with those caveats in tow, Ange will win us trophies. He'll be the first manager to do it since Juan de Ramos.
Yeah, no, I was spot on everything that you said. Going back to the game, I've got to give a big up to. It's been 2 games for Lo Celso. Lo Celso has been, and they had rumors maybe weeks ago. Lo Celso asking Ange, "Hey, when am I going to play?" And those were rumors, but maybe they were true in the sense that you're like, "Hey, I want to play. Get me on the pitch." And right now, he's rewarding Ange in regards to stepping up. And yeah, it took a couple of injuries, it took a couple of suspensions, but Lo Celso is he's showing what he can do, what he's done with Argentina. I'm a big Argentina supporter, and I'm just seeing, okay, wow, this is the Lo Celso we see at Villarreal. This is the Lo Celso that we see at Argentina.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up he was 40 for 40 in key passes, 100%. Short passes, long passes. I mean, he literally was one of the bosses in the midfield along with Kulu. And so this was telling. This was key. I was worried about our midfield, but yeah, Gio Lo Celso, he came through. We gotta give him his flowers. He actually came through.
Exactly. It's one of them things where, look, we've had for so long, even the Poch, we had a good 11, like a great 11. We had 1 or 2 on the cusp that could come in and do a job, but after that, it was very flimsy. It was not that good. We've never had a squad like a Man City have had, like not player for player, but depth. Like Arsenal have kind of got now, like Liverpool have had in the future. We've always had 1 or 2 extra on top of the 11. This is what I'm saying. If we can finally build a squad that suits the manager's needs with this type of play and impetus and like mindset of, we go out there, we play our way, people have to adapt to us, people will be put under pressure by us, and that type of positive mental attitude. This is why and I'm normally one of the ones that, like, we've got a good manager, but can they do it? Or we're not going to do it, or let's be negative. But the last piece of the jigsaw is these people above getting the right signings and the right philosophy in regards to bringing the people in. And it looks like with the people there, like Lange or Lang, however you pronounce it, him coming in, Scott Mann, all these people, it looks like they're finally trying to do the right thing to assist the manager. So I'm going to be positive. Again, if they mess it up, which they tend to do, I will be the first to crucify them and go back to ENIC and leave you out. But at the moment, my ENIC and leave you out is suspended until I see how they do.
Yeah.
If they go back to being the way they are, then I won't give them any rest. ENIC can leave you out all day long, but we'll see.
Big up, Rye. I wish I had access to getting a signed Tottenham jersey for you. If I could, I would definitely will. It seems like you are wanting it. Your favorite players, Giovanni Lo Celso and Humming Song. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we might do a contest later on this channel, and maybe the guys who are on across the pond may be able to get a jersey. But I'm in Orlando, Florida. And it's kind of hard to get a signed Tottenham jersey to you. But big up, and we'll see. Maybe we'll do a contest later on, and we'll definitely let you know. Right. But big up, and thank you for the support. So it leads to our next question. and you've have been talking about before. Let me remove Lo Celso.
Mm,
Um, well, before I talk about heading in the right direction, I will say this: um, the pundits, right, going back and forth, their opinions about Ange. I'll put this up here. One of the
yeah,
guys is, of course, is Gary Neville. Gary says what really damages the like of Eric Ten Hag, who is playing for his job right now, and they're beating Chelsea, um, is that in the 18 months he has spent 300 million, and we can't see the style of play. But Ange Postecoglou has come in, and in 3 or 4 months has gotten Tottenham playing like Real Madrid. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't want to say Real Madrid, like never, but we get the point. Um,
yeah,
but um, but yeah, I put that up there in regards to now the pundits. Even I'm watching the other channels of like Big Six or channels that have like the neutrals
yeah,
on Spurs fans, and they're now saying, "Hey, look, you know, the way Spurs are playing is entertaining. They may not have their squad,
yeah.
but they're heading in the right direction."
Exactly. Look, again, I will say, I was one of these that didn't want Ange. Like when we were looking at managers,
Yeah,
when Nagelsmann became available, I wanted Nagelsmann. That didn't
same
happen.
here. Same here.
Yeah, so then it moved on because of the hype around Slot, and I was like, okay. I looked into Slot, and I was like, I think he would be a good fit for Spurs. I think, yeah, I jumped on the Slot train. Then all of a sudden, that didn't happen, and then it turned into, oh, we've signed Ange Postecoglou, and I was like, first of all, I was like, who? And then I looked into him, and I was like, when I looked into him, I saw that he'd done well, and I was like, okay, but it just seems like because we're going over to Australia and the Pacific, like in regards to Asia and all that, that's what it was done for like marketing. And we got that like to build our network there. And I didn't jump on board. I was like, I don't see it. And then during preseason, I saw the type of play that he was trying to implement with, as we all said, an awful team, an average team, not good enough players who can't play football. This is why Conte's sitting back and defending. And the way he got those players, were like, oh, hold on a minute, we could be onto something here. And it's gone into the season now. Has every minute of every game been perfect? Absolutely not. Is this a team learning as they go? Yes. 13 games in, you're going to have bumps in the road with injuries and suspensions. You're going to have losses. You're going to play well. You're going to play bad. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. We'll see where we are. That's why I predicted sixth. I'm going to stick with sixth. Although we've had a good start, it'll become a downfall. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like even though we are still like, even though we've got suspensions and injuries like we have Van der Ven, no Romero, Madison, we've had Bazuma out at times, the Doji out at times, and all that. So we've had plenty of injuries to deal with. Perisic out of season, then Solomon got injured. Richarlison's not been there, although I don't think he's a good enough player. I'm just saying it leads to a thin squad. Even with all of these, apart from the Wolves game, we've still gone out there and played Ange's way. That and with a team as bad as or with as many injuries and suspensions we got, we went away to Man City, not only the Premier League champions but the treble winners, and we've gone. It's not been perfect through the first half, but we've gone. Hold on, and just gone into the second half and says, "This is how we play. We play it our way." And we've gone out there and we've taken it to them in the second half and had the better half out of them away from home with such a thin team, like a thin squad. So for me, it's not perfect. We haven't got the end product because we don't know where the end product's going to be. It could go wrong. I'm not saying it won't.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point and the players there actually know the way that Ange wants to play and reach the level that we can, that looks like it could be a scary proposition for other people. This is how good we're doing and good we're looking that we're getting these plaudits early on when the team adapts, the team learns, and we get better players in who can do the better job that he's asking for, like in transition or ball carrying or whatever he wants to do, whatever he wants to add to this team. If we get it right, I think teams should be fearing us in 2 or 3 years. I really do. But it just depends on that last piece of the jigsaw, which obviously I've already said. And I don't want to continue because people just go, "Oh, you're a unique leave it." I am, but I don't want it to be just that narrative. I want to put the
Yeah.
positive spin on it as well.
No, it's almost like I said this last week, right? I trust what Ange is doing, right? And I've trusted the previous managers. The only one I haven't really trusted really was Nuno. That one was just I like. I mean, even like I know last week I mentioned Poch that first year, and it ended up working out, and I'm glad I was wrong about that. Um, but with Ange, what he is implementing in this team, and mind you, I've disagreed with some of the things that he has done. Yeah, the whole Fulham game with the Carabao Cup. Um, I have, even some substitutions. I still kind of question that, in regards of okay, we're tied, we're drawn with Arsenal. Why not we go for the win? Even even this past previous game, the 3-3 draw.
Yeah.
You saw me on the stream. I was livid when it took out Lo Celso. Livid.
Yeah.
But despite those, there's a trust factor. For me, I trust him in regards to his philosophy and where he wants to go. My only question is, as you mentioned, is what is the board and Daniel Levy's going to do? Do I trust them? When I hear Lloyd Kelly's, all right, that's our number one center back target.
Yeah.
Like, is he really the one? Like, is he really the number one target? Like today, re-signing Forrester, right? I have mixed emotions because for me, I'm thinking on the field, hell no. We lost to Fulham. The guy's like he can barely move. 35 years old, right? Get a young kid. But then I'm hearing he's good in the locker room. He's great. He's really, and we've had crappy locker rooms. We've had crappy locker rooms, and I'm just like, but part of me just says, like when we're signing Forster, it reminds me of Levy and the board, So to answer the question as you answer it, and I'm answering exactly the same, heading in the right direction. That's Ange, heading in the right direction. That's the philosophy. Heading in the right direction, Levy and the board. I still have questions.
Yeah.
What up, Lounge, and then Scott Munn. I still have to see if that partnership, which just started, to be fair, is that going to be a working relationship with Daniel Levy? Is it going to be a working relationship to also go in the same right direction with Ange? And that's the million-dollar question, because I've said, is it too many chefs in the kitchen? Because you're still hearing that such and such as Paratici is still someone an advisor and stuff, and you hear all this stuff, and so there is still a mistrust there. So I guess to sum it all up, I trust Ange. We're going in the right direction, but the other factors that's not on the pitch, I still have questions about.
Yeah.
Big up to Stell that just came in, and Box Office, who just came in. And the subject of the night is heading in the right direction. We recapped the 3-3 draw, and I put in a quote from Mr. Flip Flopper, Mr. Wait, I wanted to show this. Mr. Flip Flopper, Gary Neville. He's been hard on us. He gives us compliments, and then he doesn't give us compliments. But he said what really damages the likes of Eric Ten Hag is in 18 months, we still can't see his style of play, but Postecoglou, who has been here for 3 or 4 months, has us playing like Real Madrid, which is a little overboard. Big up to Scott. He said that was a little bit overboard. So Gary Neville is the idiot. But yeah, we're talking about right now I am confident. Oh gosh, let me remove this. That we are in heading in the right direction, and so want to pose those two that question to you two who just jumped on. Um, are we heading in the right direction?
Um, I mean, for me at the moment, I would say if you talk about the football, yes. In terms of the long term, I can't say at the moment. I've just done something on my channel. I've done a live on my channel, Mr. Box Office TV. If you really want to know, I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you really want to know as well, if you don't know, get to know.
It's posted on
I had
the
to
link,
get that out
guys.
there.
I posted on the link, guys. Please subscribe and like. Please let's get him to 1,000. He's really, really close.
But
People support him.
one of the things the reason why I plugged that stream that I did earlier today, I've said in one way that Mr. Box Office is never going to be Postecoglou's favourite manager. He never will be. And the reason why is, and I'll actually I'll give somebody credit, even though he's a flip flop. Sean Butler from Spurs Talk Show. He says something very interesting. He said this. I think he said it a couple of months ago. He said you can't really get into a man. You can't really get on board with a manager because managers now don't last that long now these days. I think that rings true in that sense because I'm looking at the time of being a Tottenham fan right now. The last manager I really liked was Pochettino. But then looking back at it and looking at it back at it then, I didn't like him at the start of it. And then really, since then, I've just been on board the manager because it's been Tottenham Hotspur. So if I'm really looking at it from afar, I don't know whether this manager is going to be good long term because I don't know until until another couple of seasons. I don't know. It's too early to know with Tottenham with this manager, definitely. But on the manager, I think because managers don't last that long now, and it's more about head coaches and what happens behind the scenes, and they keep the same philosophy. I don't know if I can get on board with it. I don't think I'm going to ever be on board with the manager. The only thing I'll be on board with is the football, and that's what I'm enjoying at the moment. I enjoy the football, and one thing I have given credit for is that what he said in June about the football side, saying I'm going to stick to my philosophy, hook by crook. I don't care what we're going to be doing, whether we're going to get thrashed or not. I'm sticking by my philosophy because I'm going to adapt to it when we get down the line. We'll start adapting to it every single time we play a different team. He stuck by his word. He stuck by his word. Yes, the game against Wolves was absolutely awful. Yeah, but since that game, you haven't seen Dyer. Hoybier's been on the bench. You know what I mean? So he's stuck to his word, hasn't he? So if I'm looking at what he said, his word since June, and he's told Daniel Levy this, by the way. So if Daniel Levy goes back and says, "Why don't you change it, Postecoglou?" and Postecoglou's sitting there saying, "What did I say in June to you, Daniel Levy?" Oh yeah. Also, what did I say to you in the fans forum as well, where everyone was sitting there watching you, and when I was saying what I was saying? So if you had an issue, why do you not say it then? Why do you not say it when you employ me? Who looks like the mugs now? Oh yeah, Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, forgot that. Yeah, that's how we. That's the thing. That's the whole point. So I'll give him credit there because he stuck by his word. So I can't have a go at him. That's why I didn't have a go at him against Fulham. That's why I didn't have a go against Chelsea. And I certainly didn't have a go at him against Manchester City and Aston Villa. Yeah. And this is some people's favourite manager that told me um after the first 10 games saying to me, I need to enjoy myself. Yeah. And the same people now are saying, oh, you should change it. Who looks like the mug now? You know what I mean? Don't need to say any more, and that's it. But just to say on this, I can't make a judgment whether we're going to be if we're going the right direction until a couple of seasons, like we're seeing with Arteta for Arsenal, and that's it. Back to you, Mario. I'm done.
No, that's a fair. That's a fair analysis. like I said, some people it's a quick burn, some people it's a slow burn. I'm looking more of just the style of play, more of what he's trying to implement. But no, I could definitely see because you called it since the first game, first couple of games. Wait till we hit the rough part, and this has been our rough part. But to be honest, it hasn't really been that bad. I mentioned that last week. Despite all these injuries and suspensions, and now even with the draw, like it hasn't really been that bad. And other than a few, two, three people asking for Ange to be out on X on Twitter, uh, it, it it looks like he might survive his first storm, which is you know what he was going through with all these injuries and suspensions. I pose the same question to you, Stel. Is Ange heading us into the right direction? Is he um, leading us to where we are building something? Um, we just came off of a big 3-3 draw. We see that he is disciplined enough to his philosophy. He's going to stick to it. But then again, he made a little change, right? Some of us who have criticized him, like, hey, can you be a little bit pragmatic with your philosophy? And he changed it a little bit. And second half, you saw what we did. So, yeah, are we heading in the right direction still?
Yeah, look, first of all, I'm a bit slow. I'm literally getting over the flu. I've been in bed for 3 days, mangled. God, I tell you, that's why I had my camera off. I was just having some soup. I just had some what do you call it? Fruit, a bit of vitamin. So got the Lemsip next. So let's go. I think Andrew's doing a fantastic job. I think Andrew's doing an absolutely brilliant job with what he's got. Just to put some context to all the nonsense that's spinning around the anti-Spurs world, all the Arsenal fans and all the lies and the manipulation from other so-called channels that like to talk about all the top 6 teams. If we win tomorrow, we go joint fourth with Manchester City, and we have had our squad depleted for 4 games in a row. Just to put some context in that, right? The mighty Man City, who have had a couple of injuries, and tonight they had no Grealish, no Rodri, another player, Doku, out. They got absolutely pummeled by Villa. Villa had something like 20 shots, I think 6 or 7 good chances. It wasn't even
Leon Bailey, big up to Makins. He was the man. Big up.
Bailey, the whole team were great, Mari. Haaland missed 2 sitters again. And maybe it is true. Maybe he is the John Carew that Alex made him out to be last season. Who knows, right? Who knows? Because he missed a sitter against us as well. Of course he's not. He's a top player. He's just not as prolific. He's not someone that takes every chance. But he's still a good striker. So when you put some context into it, if we beat West Ham tomorrow, we go joint with City. We've done it without some of our best players missing for quite a few games now. And it's magnificent. It's brilliant. If we get an injury, we bring on Brian Hill. If we get an injury, we bring on Ben Davies. If we get an injury, we bring on, I think Donnelly came on for 5 minutes the last game. This is an absolute joke, but we're doing it. We're doing it. And you've got to put credit on the manager and the players as much as you can. So I think we are on target. I think we're doing great. I think to all the fans who just, again, they shit on us. Ange is naive if he goes to Man City. We did the show last week, Mari, and I told you we're going to draw. I said we're going to draw because you know what? We could easily get battered. And after the first half, it was evident we should have got battered maybe. But that's not good enough. That's Man City's problem. Just like it was our problem when we didn't take our chances against Villa. So if it's our fault when we lose to Villa, it's City's fault that they didn't take their chances. Otherwise, there's no balance. It's just biased. But we stayed in the game. We kept playing out from the back. We stuck to our philosophy. The players kept doing what they were coached to do, and we pulled it off. And I knew that you can't keep creating all these chances every week and not for one game for it to land. And it did. It landed. And that's why I said I think we'll draw. So I'm all in, man. And I said it. I think I said it on Alan's show. And Alan like, oh no, be careful. Still, don't go there, right? I remember saying, I honestly think this is going to be the best manager we've had under the Levy reign. If they properly back him and he stays with us, we could. And I know you're going to think I'm nuts, but I've seen enough. I've seen enough from what he's doing and how the players are responding. Even the Gary Neville comments, the flip flop, even so many fans that shit on us, even Igal, the
give us a compliment.
They have no choice, Murray. What they, if they lie, we can call them out on it. They have no choice but to eat their humble pie. And let's see what happens if Saliba and Declan Rice both get injured for a couple of months. Let's see what happens to Arsenal, because I tell you what, they're not getting these results. Just like City can't get results without Rodri and Grealish and Doku's. If Liverpool lose Van Dijk and whoever and Salah and one other, let's see what Liverpool do. So for me, I'm all in with Ange. And honestly, Bill Nicholson was the best manager this club's had. Keith Berkhamshaw was the second best. I honestly think with Ange and the bravery this man is showing, we could have the next sequence of that magnificent chain. I honestly think this guy can do it. And I'm not getting overhyped too soon. I'm not saying we're going to win the league this year. I've never said that. What I'm saying is if we back him and he stays with the way he's going about his business, slowly, the rivals are losing out opportunities to dig at us excuses, and our own fans are slowly more coming on board. So, Murray, I think 100% we're going in the right direction. But it will be Levy who decides the final direction we go in, though, right? The final piece of the puzzle it will be him. It always is.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this the other day, and
by the way, you're allowed to think I've gone over the top, but it doesn't bother me. Like I've seen. I honestly think I've seen where this is all going.
No.
I just hope I hope Levy's on board with it. I just really hope he's on board with it, man.
No, because I had the discussion.
Otherwise, I'm not supporting this club anymore. I'm out. Like if Levy doesn't back him, I'm checking out 100%. I'm done.
No, I had a discussion with Will on North London's Hours, and he said, "You're playing it safe. You're playing it safe." And
who you?
And I mentioned, I just don't want to get my heart broken again by this club, because this club breaks your heart. This club makes you depressed. And like I said, I like to be very conservative with and like I said, I'm with Alan. My goal is finding our identity, finding our DNA. I don't care if we finish 6th, 7th, or 8th. Still could possibly, it's a long season. It could still possibly happen. But I will say this. Our motto is to dare is to do. And this guy, right, to dare, right, he's brave, he's courage. I thought about it over the weekend, even before the City game and then after the City game. And I'm like, you know what? We haven't won a trophy since 2008. Within this 1 or 2 years, I think this guy's going to actually get us a trophy. I'm confident. I'm actually confident that
if
this
Levy
guy
backs him. If Levy backs him.
Yeah, even Levy backs him. And when I mean trophy, it may not be winning the league. It may not be winning the league or Champions League. I'm thinking he's going to probably deliver us an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. Mind you, I was criticizing him for not playing the starting lineup against Fulham. But out there, I just have this confidence that, this guy may, because the trophy drought has to end, right? It's been since 2008. Gosh, was it 15 years? It was 2023. I've been waiting 15 years. Sooner or later, despite Levy, we're going to stumble upon a trophy, right? But it's now, like Alan said, what you said, But Alex says now it's heading in the right direction with Daniel Levy. That is the million dollar question. And right now, it's tough to say because even look at the transfer people that we're interested in, right? Doesn't really float your boat, Lord Kelly, right? If you really believe this is who Ange wants, you have what's another name that's out there? Jada, I don't know if that's gonna really happen because of the wage. Yeah, who's another person that's out there? It just
Murray, can you bring up this comment by Who's News at 10:43? Because this is the kind of fraudulence that we as Spurs fans, we need to challenge this, because this is the narrative that they spin and they use it as a stick to beat us with. Levy's already backed him. No, he hasn't. New manager, backroom staff, director of football, scouting network, 250 million on transfer. Right. First of all, we haven't spent 250 million on transfers on Ange. That's utter rubbish. Secondly, we sold the best striker in world football, didn't replace him. And thirdly, to be backed, I don't know what you guys think. I think it means spending money over several seasons, who spends the money and how it's spent, and giving the manager time, which means 3-4 years. So we can only really judge if he's backed after 3-4 years. Just like after 4 years of Arteta, we can now say he's been backed. So for you to say he's been backed after 13 weeks, this is the problem. Whenever you see stuff like that, we have to crush it because people believe that rubbish. How can you say man's been backed after 13 weeks? I don't understand that. 13 weeks he's been backed. How? I don't know. Unless I've lost the plot. I don't know. I've lost it.
No, he hasn't been back. He hasn't been back yet. He has not been back yet.
I always say it's a good starting point. Like
a start, yeah.
Not everything's been like everyone comes in and takes the players. Like Veliz, like I said earlier on, Phillips haven't got game time, but it looks like from what they say that Phillips is one of them in regards to that Ange wanted him at Celtic, and it may just take time for him to get there. Veliz, obviously, was he a club signing? Was he an Ange signing? We don't quite know, but not playing. But like I said, there are certain players that have come in who have been the right players for the right system, for the right manager. I honestly believe that they are trying to do the right things. Now, I'm not going to go overboard and say I give them full back a note. I think Ange, and if they give him the right tools to do the job, he will get us there. They've just got to give him the right tools to do the job. If they start doing what they normally do with managers, we haven't got the sign-ins here. Like, who is it that famously said they wanted 2 players and they end up getting Louis Saha and Ryan Nelson? I like Reece Nelson, like from thinking under Harry Redknapp. Stuff like that. If that continues happening, if that continues happening with this manager, we're not going to get anywhere. Well, it doesn't matter who you bring in. But if they finally go, hold on, we're going to allow you to build the team in your image, this manager, I've said it in recent weeks, and I'll say it again, and obviously I agree with Stel. I think he'll be the manager to win us trophies, the first manager since Juan de Ramos. I really do. If they let him do his work and let him do the job he wants to do.
Yeah. Big up Will, who just came in. I mentioned our conversation that we had on Thursday, where you would like say you're playing it safe. I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to get my heart broken again by this club. But over the weekend, I just the thought that came in my head that this guy might be the one to get us over our trophy drought. Like literally, especially if he gets even semi back. I'm not even talking about full back. Like maybe Pochettino type back. I think we could definitely end the trophy drought with this guy. And maybe I'm setting myself up for another fall because, like I said, we know Daniel Levy. The topic of the show is we're heading in the right direction. I posed that question to you, Will, and I think everybody's agreeing. Well, not box office. It's taking him a little bit more of a time, which is understandable. But me and Alan still said yes. With Ange, Daniel Levy and the board, that's another question. We have to wait and see. So I pose that question to you, Will. Are we heading in the right direction? We just came off a 3-3 draw. We see he sticks to his philosophy, even tweaked it a little bit, right? For those who were complaining, hey, be a little bit pragmatic a little bit. Well, he did. He brought in a white bird, he took out. And so are we heading in the right direction, Vange?
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't be headed in the right direction. I mean, what's the argument for us not being headed in the right direction? Did people not watch the first 10 games of the season? Did they not watch the performance against Aston Villa or the performance against City?
Apparently not. They did. Apparently some didn't. Some didn't watch, or some didn't get the memo. It's really weird.
I don't understand how that's even an argument. Like, what's the rationale from the opposing side that we're not moving in the right direction?
That Ange is only managing D leagues. Type of football isn't that good.
Where did Arsene Wenger come from, Alan?
That's exactly what I've put. People are always holding the opposite view because people are saying if you give Ange the right tools to do the job, if being the biggest word in the dictionary, if you give him the right tools to do the job and let him do what he wants to do, which has got to be done yet. But I'm willing to see if they will. If they don't, then obviously it goes back to crucifying them. But if they do, like you believe, because of what you've seen, we can only get better and these players can only develop. And the better players or other players you get into be able to build a squad gives us all the help.
I mean,
there's people just want to be negative and be like, nope, it's not happening.
Where did my son manage before all this? No?
Because it's not a goal. For many reasons, it's not a goal. For more than one reason, at least, it's not a goal. And it's too much at stake. They will put so much effort. It's so difficult to compete at this level.
He's holding baby Arteta.
Again, I feel embarrassed. I did more than 20 years in this country. And this is nowhere near.
Look how confused Alex looks.
To
He doesn't know what's going on.
the best league in the world.
It's okay, babe. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. It'll be all right.
Well, do you know how much abuse I get when you do stuff? I get the abuse, you know that.
Good.
I get it mine as well. People
You
come
deserve
to me
it.
about Will in my chat going, "Oh, what do you think of Will? He's so anti-Arsenal, or he's so deluded." I'm like, talk to me.
I get you and Will are bang out of order. Who do you think you're? I'm like, what did I do? What did I do?
I don't understand why you keep on talking about Arsenal though, because they're way ahead of us. I'll be honest.
They're not
They
way
are.
ahead of us.
They are.
How?
They are.
How?
They are.
How?
Well, they're way away to their process at the moment. Postal Cockle
Yeah,
is
What, you mean
their
eighth
process,
and fifth? What's their process? How are they ahead of us? Look at the last 4 years. Add the table
they've
positions
gone
up.
through the
We're
process.
better.
They've gone through adversity. Will, that's the
What
point.
adversity?
Well, they've gone adversity when the
What
fans
adversity?
said that Arteta wasn't going to be. Arteta, they said that Arteta should be out, and they stuck with him. We ain't done that yet.
How's that adversity?
Yet. Well, adversity is when people are against him, and that's it. There's loads of fans wanting him out the door, and now after the season they had
Because
last
he wasn't
season,
good enough.
Yeah, but the point is, Will, they kept with him. We ain't kept with a manager
Kept
yet.
with him and gotten what?
Will, the last how many seasons we have lost? We've sacked a manager. We've not kept a manager for a season.
No. I'm not talking about us. You said Arsenal. Why
Yeah, but
should I
Arsenal,
compare? Because they're way ahead of us. How are they ahead of us?
Yeah, but listen, Will. We're talking about a team, right? They've won a trophy.
Eighth,
Won a trophy.
fifth,
He's
second
won a
in
trophy.
the last 4 years.
He won a trophy his first season.
No, he
right?
didn't.
And then, he won a trophy his first season. Yes, he did. He did. He won the FA Cup.
Not with his squad, not with his tactics,
regardless
not with his anything.
He won an FA Cup with him. But by the way, so this is the truth. Unfortunately, the truth hurts. You know what I mean? And he won
with his team.
first
Nobody
season.
on that team.
Second season. Yes, he went through
Alex,
two
no
bad
one
seasons.
on this
That
team.
was Emery's team.
No one on this team played in the final for that FA Cup.
Yeah, but that's not the point. That's not the appeal. But we'll we can delude ourselves how much we want about how bad it.
Alex,
whether he had Emery's team or not. When he had Emery's team or not, the point is, right? They still won a trophy, right? They stuck with the guy throughout hook by crook.
No, this was in the
Tottenham
first 3 months of him coming to the team. He won that trophy.
COVID year. He would have been.
They have not. Tottenham Hotspur have not stuck with a manager, right, for a season. Yeah, that's an achievement. Yeah, right. And if you don't believe me, Your boy Brian.
That's a
Brian
disingenuous
Daigle said
comment.
it straight
I don't care
from
what
the
Brian Daigle
horse's
said.
mouth, by the way.
First of all,
And
I will just look. If Brian Daigle said that, I will tell Brian. Don't trust me. There is nobody that will doubt this. I will tell Brian
said
Daigle
it,
to
by the way.
he's wrong.
My boy Brian Daigle
as a
said
shield,
it.
Alex. Don't use Brian as a shield because
No,
I'll tell Brian is wrong.
no. I'm not. Bro, Mr. Box Office doesn't need a shield to
Then
to
why are you
back
bringing
anything,
his
bruv.
name up? Why
He
are you
doesn't
bringing
need
his
to
name
back
up?
anything, bruv. He
Why are
doesn't
you
need
name
to back
dropping him
anything,
then?
bruv. Yeah.
Why are you
The
telling me
point
his
I'm
name
making
then?
is
Like that matters.
No, but the point is, it matters right now. It matters right now, right?
It
It's
doesn't
too
matter right now.
early. It is way too early to start
How
chatting
many
about.
months? Hold on.
We're in the
This is
right
disingenuous.
direction.
This is disingenuous, and people use.
No, it's not
yes, it
disingenuous.
is.
It's the point. The point I'm
No, it's
making is,
100%
bruv,
disingenuous.
until
Let me
we
tell you why it's
keep to a
disingenuous.
bloody plan.
Let me
A bloody
explain to you why
plan.
it's disingenuous. How many months was Conte employed at this club? How many games did Conte manage? Did he manage 38 games? Yes, so he was here for a season. Let's stop with the whole BS.
Will, come
that he
on,
didn't stay here for a season.
Will, come on.
How many games
please,
did
don't
Conte
clutch at straws
manage?
now. Will, don't do that.
How
Don't
many
do that, bruv.
games
You're
did
better than
Conte
that, bruv.
manage?
You are better than that, bruv. Come
How
on
many
now.
games did
Come on,
Conte
no,
manage?
but it doesn't matter when it was a season.
Did he,
Come on.
Did he or did he not
Season.
manage 38 games?
But bro, he wasn't here for a season though, wasn't he?
He was
Come
here
on
for a
now.
season. 38 games is a season. He was here
Oh, well,
long enough
well,
to be
well,
here for
well,
a
okay.
season.
The season is from bloody August to bloody May, bruv. Not from middle of the season to whatever
When you
it
come
was.
from
Come on
November
now.
to April the next year, that's more than a season that he was here.
So what?
You
So
said
what?
we
It wasn't here
haven't
for
had a
proper
manager
season,
for a
wasn't it?
season, which is not
Bruv, don't
true.
clutch at straws, bruv. This is
It's
not
not
good for you,
clutching
bruv.
at straws.
What's
You're
the
clutching
difference
at
with
manipulating
straws.
the
by way? Just
calendar
You are
year.
clutching at straws with that one. Come on now, Will. You know what I mean? That's
I'm
the
not
worst
clutching at
take you've had
anything.
for
My
a long
hands are
time,
right
bruv.
here. My hands are right here. I'm not grabbing anything.
You are clutching at straws with this one. Come on now. You know what I mean? Yeah?
Do you know
The
what?
Not
point
clutching
I'm making
anything.
is, yeah, right? I'm saying to you right now, yeah, we don't know,
So
right?
were we 3 weeks ago.
Until Tottenham Hotspur stick to a philosophy for 2 or 3 years, 4 years, yeah, like Brighton have done, you do not know anything at the moment.
Alex, can
Yes,
I
you
just
do
quickly
know
say,
things.
you're saying about Spurs stick to a philosophy for 3 or 4 seasons. We stuck to a philosophy under Pochettino for 4 or 5 seasons, which means we were challenging for a title and challenging for the Champions League. Arsenal in that time were absolutely horrendous, yet were doing the same thing to us, what Will's doing to them now.
But we didn't win no trophies though, bro.
No, it doesn't matter, but they were still talking to us. What? So hold on. Arteta won a trophy with Emery's team. He then the Community Shield, which doesn't count as a trophy. So they technically haven't won anything with his team. The 700 million they've spent on the building a team.
But again, this is the problem. This is the
Alex,
problem.
Alex,
this
where
is the
were
problem
we?
with Tottenham
What
Hotspur.
happened, Alex?
We are
what happened
we are
in the
comparing
season
ourselves
when you heard,
to Arsenal. What is the point?
Alex,
This is the point.
Alex,
This
where
is
did
the point, and this is why we're going to fail.
Alex,
This is why we're going to fail. The problem
Alex,
is,
Alex,
yeah.
you said,
The fact is, the thing we're going to say, the
you
thing
said
we're saying
Arsenal
right
were
now,
better than us.
since we
said
started
they're
doing
ahead of
well,
us.
since
That's
we're
what you
doing
said.
well the
Alex.
first 10 games, since we've done well the first 10 games, yeah, all I've heard from Tottenham fans is, we're going to get top 4
Alex,
now. Oh, we're
what
in the top
happened?
4
Alex,
race now. In the
Alex.
top 4 race. What were we complaining about with
So that's
Pochettino? Yeah, where we did not win trophies. Yeah, and now we're talking about top 4, which is a thing that we didn't even want in the first place. So what are we talking about?
What trophies have
Gosh.
Arsenal won with Arteta's
Oh my
team?
gosh, this is
Alex,
just funny.
where did they finish when you heard this?
Come outside, Tottenham fans. Where are you? Where are you, Arsenal fans? Come outside.
Well, but I'm
Where
not
were
talking
you?
for Arsenal, though.
Where did they finish when you heard that on the terrace?
But
Where
I don't
did they
watch the
finish?
terrace, bruv. You're twerking for the terrace like you twerk with that.
Who's twerking
what's
for
it,
the
other
terrace?
guy?
I'm literally mocking it.
Well, you're
Where
mocking
did
it.
they finish when when a gal was coming out with that chest on the terrace?
Bruv, I don't listen to a girl. He twerks,
Fifth.
bruv. I don't care about him.
Fifth,
No disrespect
Alex.
to him. I love him, but he's
Why
nothing
are
to
Arsenal ahead of
I
us?
don't
Add
twerk
up
for
the
him.
table positions over the last 4 seasons. Who finishes higher?
Oh yeah, we finished
do.
higher than them in the Champions League
We
when
do.
Conte was in charge. Yes, but look what happened afterwards.
What about it?
Look what happened afterwards, though, bro.
What about it?
We still finished lower than them last season. We didn't win no trophy though, didn't we?
How many seasons in a row did they finish 8th, Alex?
Yeah, twice, but they kept their manager though. That's the point I'm making.
When was the last time besides last season that we finished 8th, Alex?
I don't know.
14 years ago.
Okay, but bro, regardless what position we finish, how many trophies have we won?
One.
Exactly.
last
So
14 years, one.
the argument there, isn't there? Let's move it down. Let's move on. Let's
But
move
listen,
on. You know what I mean?
There's
That's what I'm
nothing.
saying. Why are we
Listen,
talking about
this whole
Arsenal
trophy? Look, you using the trophy argument is not only disingenuous; it's an absolute fallacy, right? A trophy is an individual event, right? The League Cup is an individual tournament. Teams play different teams. They rotate players. They rest players, right? City resting their squad or getting knocked out is not them getting knocked out of the League Cup this season. And is it the same round as us or the next round as us? Is not a picture or a projection of the team that they will be in the league. Arsenal getting knocked out last season, by the way, twice in the first round of both cup competitions was not a reflection of the quality of their team, is it? No, it's not, right? Because they finished second in the league over 38 games. League position is a reflection of the quality of the team. Our team has been and is at a better quality than theirs over the past 5 seasons. This season includes this season and the last 4 seasons. We are better than them. We don't have to make up. We didn't finish 5th, 6th, 5th, 8th, 8th, 5th, 2nd in the last 7 years. That's not us. Don't treat Tottenham Hotspur like we're that team. That's them lot down the road. That ain't us, right? Right? That's my baby right here, right? That's my baby. This baby right here. He's the one that manages that team.
This is so funny. Honestly,
He's the one
this
that
is why
manages
that's
that
why
team.
that's why we're just embarrassing as fans, because we think that we're going to win. Honestly, if you think that trophies
No,
doesn't matter,
I'm not
it doesn't
embarrassed
matter,
as a fan. Look,
It's
you
embarrassing,
don't
bro.
need to twerk for Arsenal fans and
Bro,
make them
I
feel
don't
bigger
twerk
than
for
they
Arsenal
are.
fans. I don't
You
listen
are
to them. I
twerking
don't
for
care.
Arsenal fans.
But I know my team. I know where we are as a team.
You don't
I
know where we are
we're not
because you
good.
think we're below Arsenal.
Yes, we are. We are below Arsenal.
Why?
Because they kept their manager in bad times. Yeah,
What does
they
that
kept
have
their
to
manager
do?
through bad
Keeping
times,
your
and look where
manager
they
through
are
bad
right now.
times has
We haven't
nothing to
done
do
that.
with where the team
We ain't done
is.
that.
The club
Yeah,
is.
and if you don't believe me, yeah, look what happened to the biggest manager, Alex Ferguson. Yeah, he went through bad times. Then look what happened. He won championship after championship after championship after championship after championship.
He didn't
Then
go
won
through
the
bad
treble,
times,
bruv.
man. He went
That's
through
all
like
I need to say there,
one
bruv.
sketchy
You know what I
season at the
mean?
beginning
So
of his
that's your
career, and
evidence
then he was
right
dominating
there.
for the whole
Evidence
time.
right there, right? With the class of '92, according to Johnny, by the way. Yeah. Right, he's saying that about our youngsters right now. By the way, who chats a load of rubbish. Yeah,
What bad times did Alex Ferguson go through?
bloody hell!
What
He nearly
bad
got
times
sacked
did
in
Alex Ferguson go
1992,
through?
bruv. He nearly
What?
got sacked in 1992. He nearly
Okay.
got sacked. Yeah, right. And then he kept his job.
And you don't think
Look
that
what
losing
happened.
you don't think that losing 3 in a row is bad
championship after
times?
championship after championship after championship after championship. Yeah,
Alex
right.
Ferguson
That's the
finished
evidence about
second,
sticking to your manager.
11th, then second, then he finished 11th again. Then the year after, he won his first trophy, and then they went on to be the best. He became the best.
Exactly. That's my whole point, right? Ange Postecoglou. You don't think that losing the players that he lost and losing 3 games in a row, right? No wins in 4. You don't think that's a bad patch? And you don't think that the squad has come through that, face that adversity, and
if
rocking
you
through
obviously
it?
have not watched Mr. Box Office TV, I've just
No, I
literally
don't.
said it on my channel
I
right
don't.
now, bruv. I said it on Mr. Box Office TV, bruv. If you don't know, you should have
Sorry.
watched it already, bruv. You know what I mean?
I don't know, so I need to get to know.
subscribers
So
again,
please
plug
tell me.
again of all the streams, and that's it. But the point I'm saying is, like I said, I gave him credit already. Yeah, I gave him credit already. I actually said it on this channel again.
Okay, then justify your claim that Arsenal's above us.
Because Arsenal have gone through adversity. They've got Declan Rice now, who's won a trophy now. And look what's happened there. I will say this though:
A lot of our
you
players
are
have won
right.
trophies
Something
too.
it's not sustainable the way they're playing.
A lot of our players have won trophies at the clubs that they were at before they came to us and or with their national teams. Doesn't matter. What has Declan Rice won at Arsenal?
Well, he's won nothing. No,
nothing. What will he win at Arsenal?
At West Ham, didn't he?
What will he win at Arsenal? Are Arsenal winning the Champions League, Alex?
Oh, no way. Come on.
Are they winning the FA Cup, Alex?
I don't know. Maybe.
Are they winning the league, Alex?
Well, the way it's looking at the moment, they've got a chance now, haven't they?
Everybody has a chance.
We've even got a chance as well, but we're not going to do it, are we?
Aberdeen won the UEFA Cup.
I don't know. I can't see the future.
The Cup Winners' Cup, not the Champions League, just so you know.
Because the fact that we're still up there, look how bang average it is, isn't it?
You know what? The season Aberdeen won that European trophy. Those European trophies were bloody hard to win. The UEFA Cup was massive. The Cup Winners' Cup was no joke.
Here's a fact for you, Alex. Ange Postecoglou's won more than Arteta could dream about winning.
listen, there's no doubt that
Martinelli
Postecoglou's got something about him, because the fact is he absolutely owned Arteta, and I said it on your channel, by the way, or Tottenham Away, by the way. Well, it's all already on the tapes already, so I can't go back and say what I didn't say anyway. You know what I mean? So but the point is that unfortunately he's managing a Tottenham team, a Tottenham side that have not really done nothing the last how many years. They've done well. They've played good football. We've got into good positions. Yes, we've got into Champions League. Yes, but the fact
we've
is,
done better than Arsenal.
But we still haven't won any trophies, and
Look,
that
I don't
is
rate.
what,
I'm sorry. I'm not
important.
English, so I don't rate domestic cups as anything other than like party favors. Right. The only thing I care about is the league and Champions League. That's it. Even Europa League, like we'll celebrate it. I guarantee you. I know for a fact that semifinal in the Champions League, the way that I felt going into that after that game when Lucas Moura hit that hat trick, I felt more joy in that than I ever would from winning a Carabao Cup. Guaranteed, right? Because of what it meant. The Champions League final we just qualified for, right? Carabao Cup, we'll clap, we'll drink beer, we'll have a good time, and we'll talk about it on the next show. But then the emotion's gone, dude. It's gone. Nobody remembers the night in 2008. Hold on. Nobody remembers the night in Amsterdam in 2008 when we won the League Cup, do they? Nobody talks about it.
Arsenal, for me, are better than Spurs, squad-wise and progression. They're playing in 2 competitions this year, difficult ones, and they're currently doing well in both. I think Arsenal are ahead of Spurs this season. They are, for me. I think our starting 11 I think our starting 11 and their starting 11, it'll be a very, very close game.
Our starting 11 is better than theirs.
I don't know. I think it's a very 100%. Close game. Maybe a draw or 1 goal in it. But when we go to the squad, this is where we come unstuck.
Sure. They don't have to deal. Well, they do have a Brian Hill. His name's Fabio Vieira, right? Same player, right? They do have a Sessegnon. His name's Cedric, right?
No, but they got who played at left back. They've got Zinchenko. And they've got one other guy.
Yeah, but this Timber guy that everybody races, and I've looked at his stats. You do realize that he's in like the 2nd, 3rd, and 7th percentile in all of Europe's top 5 leagues from his performances at Ajax in defending.
All right, they've got Ben White and Tomiyasu that can play right back.
Okay, we have Pedro Porro, who's better than both of them, and then we have Emmerich Chicken Royale.
Chicken Royale's awful. He's awful.
Yeah, he's not too good.
He's finished. Right, they've got Ben White and Tomiyasu again, who can both play centre back. We go straight to Eric Dyer. He's dog shit. In the midfield, there's an argument to be had in the midfield.
We got Emerson who can play both right back and centre back.
Their front line of Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli, for me, is better than what we've got currently. Their front line's better.
Combined, probably.
Combined. Yeah. So
our midfield's better than theirs. When it's
that's a good battle. Listen, Maddison, Bentancur, and Bissouma on their day. Yeah, it's a fair fight, but I think when we look at
more
Arsenal,
than a fair fight.
Madison's better than Odegaard all day long.
Odegaard can't tie Madison's shoes.
Yeah, Madison.
Oh yeah, well, we agree with that
one. When he's playing normally, is better than Declan Rice's, but Declan Rice is more consistent, so we'll call that a draw. I'll give that a draw.
We agree with you. I agree with you about Madison and Odegaard.
Bentancur is way better than any other midfielder that they've got coming in there.
Madison's better than Odegaard all day long, because Madison's just a systematic player that is just above average, whatever he is. But he's
the fact that they bring on Trossard
is better than
right?
The fact they bring on Trossard, more goals than their entire team combined.
Dude, they can bring on Trossard. We had a choice between Solomon and Brian Hill. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, but Son Heung-min has scored more goals for Tottenham Hotspur than their entire 7 attackers combined.
Well, we know...
10,000 less minutes.
What, this season?
Will, we all know that you love defending Son. Yeah?
Okay, what about this season?
We all say that he's a very good finisher. We're not doubting that. He's been fantastic. Manchester City
probably has this season 9 goals.
He's hitting ground. That might as well be his home stage in the way he plays there, because he looks so comfortable whenever he's attacking, and he's going to score because he's so good, right? He's a class player, yeah. But the point I'm thinking, the problem is with Son at the moment is that there's going to be eyeballs on him because he's a captain. That's the only thing I have my issue with him at the moment. Okay, there's still issues there. I know you did a video on him, but we all know that you've got a lot of loyalty to him. So there is a little bit of more loyalty there, a bit of more, bias for him. You know what I mean? You know that.
There's no bias. I just say the facts, man.
No, I don't see how Arsenal don't finish above Spurs this season. I just don't see how
they're going to finish above Tottenham, are they?
Exactly.
They
I
are.
think so. I think so. It's
I just don't understand why we keep on chatting twerking for them. You know what I mean? I don't even know why we keep on twerking for them.
I do think Spurs are in a top 4 race, though. I'm not writing us off from that. I do think we are in that race.
The problem I have with the statement, though, Stelios, is that we're going back to the whole status of trying to get top 4 again. And I'll just sit there and say, well, this was the whole problem in the first place with Pochettino and the other managers as well. That's the problem.
Again, Alex, the club, okay, the higher ups pretty much put more emphasis on finishing top 4. But also, when he was finishing top 4, he was in a title race and he was close to winning a Champions League, which arguably you could say his decisions at times cost him as well as the board not backing him. So it's not like we were just top 4 and we couldn't go any further. We were close, but in the moments, I think if you had a more experienced manager in those situations, we get at least a Champions League or a Premier League across the line, considering taking into regards the restraints from higher up. But it weren't just top 4. That's all we did. You're not being completely truthful in that statement. We were also challenging for trophies as well, were we not?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that that was our minimum, wasn't it? We didn't
but that's the minimum from these owners. It's up to the manager and the players if they give them the squad to do more. And like I'm saying, I reckon with the team we had with Poch, if you had a Pep or a Klopp in that aspect, we win a trophy. I think Poch's naivety in the Champions League.
If we had Ange in that spot, we win a trophy.
Or even Ange, I agree. I've said it on my channel. I think if Ange was in that spot 3 or 4 years ago with his experience, we win one of them trophies. I honestly do.
So going back to the question and the topic of the night, and in the right direction, I brought this up, and I want to hear the rest of your opinions. This is where I worry. Like I said, it's not with Ange. This is going back to Levy and the board, right? I'll start with box office, right? Forrester signs a new contract till 2025, right? Now, the PR that is Tottenham Hotspur can say, all right, Big Ange loves this and whatsoever. And to his credit, Forrester is great in the locker room. Everybody loves him whatsoever. But for me, I'm like, we need to be ruthless. We need a credible backup. We saw him at the Carabao Cup, right? I felt bad for him. He could barely dive during the penalty kicks. Like the guy is like a huge log, right? Forrester signs a new contract, right? Is this something that we could trust that these guys are having us on the right track, right? If we believe Ange is leading us on the right track, we believe the board and Levy, because this one's a head scratcher, right? I'm scratching my head with Lord Kelly. Forced to sign a new contract. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do not like it at all.
It's just a cheap way that you cover that position until we strengthen other positions, and then you address it, because it's only a year contract. It's only a year extension, right? It ends at the end of the 2025. Yeah, that's next season. Yeah. That's the end of next season. So it's a 1-year extension. That's all it is. And it's not that big of a deal. But I have a question for Alan, Stelios, and Mr. Box Office. And that question is, how many FA Cups are Arsenal ahead of us? 6, 7, 8? How many more do they have than us?
We've won 8, they've won 14.
6.
Okay. So what would you rather do? Right? Would you rather win the league and or the or the league or Champions League next season, or win 6 FA Cups the next 6 seasons? Which would you prefer?
League or Champions League?
Champions League. The league.
Mr. Box Office?
League and Champions League.
Okay. So, Mr. Allen?
Mr. Allen? No one's ever called me Mr. No, it's fine. Yeah, league or Champions League, it would be, yeah.
All right. So then, obviously, then the FA Cups, the 4 FA Cups since the last time that Arsenal have won the league aren't as important as us challenging for the league. So excuse me if I'm not really concerned about winning a BTEC Cup in between my team actually winning something that means something, right? Like, sure, I would love to win an FA Cup. It would be great.
Yeah,
I would love to win
hold on a minute. But 1 minute, we haven't won the Champions League or the league.
Right. But what I'm saying is that's not my focus is not on how do we win our next League Cup.
Yeah, but the
Right.
question should be, would you rather win 4 FA Cups or nothing? I'd rather win 4 FA Cups because that's the current situation. We won nothing.
Right, but what I'm talking about is my aspirations for the club isn't to go and win an FA Cup. It's for us to go and win the league,
But we
to go
haven't,
win a
though.
Champions League.
So whilst we're
Right.
waiting, should we get at
That's
least a
the
couple
goal.
of domestic cups?
If we get one along the way, great, but it doesn't matter because I don't care about that. It's not. That is a bonus, right? That's that when your goal is to hit 1 million subscribers, that's the super chat you get along the way. It's great, but the goal is this. The goal is X, right? The goal for me is to win the league or the Champions League. If we win a League Cup, if we win an FA Cup, that's great, right? But I'm not going to go around twerking at other fans. Like if we won the FA Cup this year, I'm not going to be like, in your face, Arsenal fans, you didn't win the FA Cup this year, right? Especially if they win the league, right?
Yeah, but
I will brag now. Shut up about not winning a trophy because now we just won a trophy.
Yeah, but that's different because you're just rebutting the thing that they've been holding over your head. Look, I don't understand. This is what bothers me. Hold on. This is what bothers me about
trophies like that. You can't dismiss trophies.
I am dismissing trophies just like that.
No, that's wrong.
I am. It's not wrong. I'm doing it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. Because the only trophies that matter are the League Cup and the Champions League. Those are the only ones that actually matter.
No.
It is.
Then Spurs have got no history. Like none.
Well,
We've won the league twice.
If that is true, if that was true,
years, it's nothing.
If that was true, why has Kane not stayed, bro? Why did Kane not stay, bro?
I guarantee you, he didn't go. I guarantee you, Alex, he did not go to the Bundesliga to win the German Cup.
But bro, he went there.
Why did he go to the Bundesliga? I guarantee he didn't go to the Bundesliga to win the Bundesliga.
Well,
he went to the Bundesliga to win the Champions
at the moment,
League.
He's got nothing to his name.
The Champions League, Alex. That's why he went to Bayern Munich to win the Champions League, Alex.
Yeah, okay. But bro, if Man City came and gave him money, gave us money right now for him right now, he'd be off to Man City as well.
Yeah, so he can win the English Premier League and the Champions League, Alex, not the FA Cup.
Will go to the two biggest clubs in England, Man United and Liverpool. Okay. See how many trophies they've won. It's between 45 and 50. And tell me what percentage of those are League Cups and FA Cups. And you'll see.
The majority of Arsenal's trophies are Community Shields.
No, I'm not talking about Community Shield. Let's forget that.
That's in that number. Community Shields are included in that number still. In that 45, it's Community Shield.
Look at league titles, FA Cups, League Cups, and Champions League, UEFA Cup, Cup Winners' Cup, Europa. Look what percentage of the big clubs have won of the total they've won. Forget Community Shields. Of the percentage they've won is League and Champions League only, and you will find those cups that you've dismissed. You're dismissing 40 to 60% of their silverware. We can't just dismiss those.
40%. We've won more FA Cups than a lot of those teams have. Stelios.
No, you don't. You didn't listen. You answer my question. If you just look, let's pick. Just look at
more
Liverpool.
FA Cups, us or Chelsea?
No, we'll just let's look at Liverpool. They're not changing the question. If you look at Liverpool, right? Okay. If you look at all the trophies they've won, not including Community Shields or Super Cups, things where many teams can compete for, right? If you look at all the trophies they've won, what percentage are not the two that you care about of the ones they've won? And you will see that.
So they've won 19 league titles. Right?
Yeah.
16 FA Community Shields. Don't care about those.
No. Tell me. I don't want to know about Community Shield, league titles, or Champions League. Tell me the rest. Add them up. The rest.
All right. So let's look at their honors real quick. All right. So they've won the league 19 times.
Forget that. Don't want to hear about that.
The league? You don't want to hear about them winning the league? That matters.
You're not listening to the question. Forget the trophies that you talked about, the Champions League and the Premier League. Tell me about the other things they've won. Yeah.
Well, second division, so that would be 4.
Forget the second divisions. That's part of league title stuff.
FA Cup 8, same as us.
8.
Right. League Cups 9.
8 plus 9 is
17.
17. Right.
16 Community Shields.
Forget Community Shields.
1 Super Cup.
Forget that. Europa Cup.
3 Europa Leagues.
That's 20.
I
Cup Winners'
rate
Cup
I rate
and-
the Europa League higher than FA Cup and in the Community League.
Okay, Europa Cup, FA Cup. Sorry, it's not Champions League though. Cup Winners' Cup and UEFA.
That's FA Cup Winners' Cup, Community Shield, same thing.
No, it's not. Cup Winners' Cup is a European competition. Back in the day,
They didn't win any Cup Winners' Cups.
UEFA Cup.
They won 4 Super Cups and 3 UEFA Cups.
Right, so 23 trophies. Take the total amount they've won minus the Community Shields. What's the total? Minus Community Shields and Super Cups. What's the total?
So you've got what? 19 plus 6 is 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 25 trophies and 3.
Right.
Way bigger team
Right.
than Arsenal.
Right, so 25 trophies are ones that you would consider serious. 23, so it's almost 50-50. This is my point. The big
Okay.
clubs, 50% of their silverware are the trophies you've just dismissed.
Okay, but
We
still
can't
is.
dismiss
Still
it
is.
because they take it seriously.
Still is. Nobody takes the Community Shield serious, but every
No,
Liverpool man. Hold on.
I've
every
told you
Liverpool,
to take
hold
that
on.
out of the equation. I've told you to take that out of the
problem
equation.
is that
Yeah.
16 of the Community Shield makes up 25% of their total trophy total. 25%.
Right, let's start again. Tell me the total without Community Shield. That's why I asked you. You're adding things in. I'm telling you not to add up.
Okay, I'll remove the Super League or Football League Super Cup. I'll remove the FA Shield, and I'll remove their second division titles. And so then the total ones that they've got: FA Cups, League Cups. So 8 plus 9 is what? 8 plus 9 is 17.
Plus European trophies that aren't Champions League.
3.
So that's 20.
20.
So 20 trophies. Right. And they and how many Champions League and Premier League have they won combined? Must be about 25.
Yeah, 25.
Right. So it's roughly about 45% then of the trophies they've won you are dismissing. That's 45% of their competitive history. We can't dismiss those trophies.
Sure we can.
Like and man, Will, are you crazy?
No, I'm not crazy.
You're just you're writing off half of Liverpool's history. As saying
Why
it's
am
irrelevant.
I writing off half of their history?
Because you're saying those trophies don't matter. It's basically saying that's irrelevant.
No, it's not saying it's irrelevant. They won the trophies. That's great. Okay, for example, look, in golf.
So why are you writing it off for us
Let me
then?
show you the difference, okay?
So if
in
we
golf,
win it, why is it not a big deal?
in golf, right? You have your
No,
majors.
talk about football. Talk about football. I don't care about
I'm
golf.
trying to give you an analogy that illustrates my point, right?
Give me a football analogy.
No. Because you're not getting the football, and I already gave
But
you
I
one.
do. You don't get it. You're dismissing the trophies for no reason.
Because they aren't major trophies to me.
But that's 45% of Liverpool's history. You're saying aren't a big deal to you.
So then why don't we just count the Community Shield still?
Because only 2 teams can compete for it.
Those are counted as major trophies.
No, they're not. Because only
Yes, they
2 teams
are.
can compete for it.
Yes,
Will,
they are.
It's called a charity event for a reason. No one gives a shit.
Stelios. They're considered major titles.
No, you're clutching. You're clutching.
I'm
That's
not.
not. I can't.
Look at any website. Look when Arsenal claim they've won 45 trophies, you do realize that 16 of those are Community Shields, right?
And I don't count them. No one gives a shit about the Community Shield. Will. We laugh at it in the UK. No one gives a damn. It's like a
I
day out
know.
for the kids and the family.
Right? That's fine. For me, it's the same thing as FA Cup in the
No, it's
League
not.
Cup.
The FA Cup is the most oldest cup competition in club football.
I'll give you
it's,
FA
It's
Cup.
the most watched cup final other than the World Cup and Champions League in the world, man. The FA Cup is
It's
massive.
very prestigious. It's very.
It's not. It
I mean,
hasn't
they
got the
showed
same pizzazz that it had.
They
when I was
showed
growing
it. I mean, they showed it in the States.
So why do we count League Cups then?
So,
League
so,
Cups.
Yeah.
so in
The
regards,
League Cups are lesser, but it's still a domestic trophy. But it's lesser than the FA Cup. It is lesser.
so look, the charity or Community Shield, Charity Shield back in the day.
It's the Audi Cup of England. Alan.
It was basically. Look, for me, it was always a fundraiser, a charity event before it obviously became like considered a major honor. It does fall under major honor, but I think it's just lumped everything in together. It's not. You can't have it down as a major honor when you've had teams share it, like Tottenham and Arsenal have shared it before. You can't have it as a major trophy for me. I understand what Will's saying. It does fall under the major, but it's
true. You can share the Community Shield. You're right. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, they've done it since the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, that's not a major. It's considered a charity game or like a curtain raiser, which is just to promote the start of the season. I don't put it down as that. But look, Spurs are in a position where now we haven't won a trophy for 15 years. Any trophy, legitimate trophy, domestic, league, or European, including the Conference League for me, is considered a viable trophy to launch or
See, I even think second division titles should count more than FA Cups and League Cups. Because you had to win that league.
You're playing against weaker opposition.
But you had to win the league.
Are you joking?
Over 42 games. They play more games in the championship than they do here.
I agree with you that if you gave me a choice of anything to win, the Premier League and the Champions League, they're the two at the top of my list. 100%, because they're the hardest to win and they've got the most prestige. However, when we got knocked out to Fulham in the Carabao Cup, we were all pissed off this year, man. Come on.
We were pissed off when we got knocked out of the Conference League, Stelios.
Yes, because that's another competition.
This is another trophy.
That's what I'm saying.
By the way, can you just put on Michael's comment?
We're not still upset about
we get over it because we're used to it. We're used to it.
Can you just put Michael's comment, level 23? Sorry to interrupt you, but I think I don't really agree with this guy, but to be honest, he makes an absolutely fantastic point here. Just to counteract what Will's just said. By the way, I'm not having a go at Will, by the way, because I actually like Will. He's actually filled Mr. Box office. Normally, I have to ask Sean Show to do it.
They're not bigger than us because we've won far more trophies than us.
But the fact that he says that, I absolutely agree with him there, to be honest with you. Big up to Michael, by the way. Big up to Michael.
Listen to this.
No, okay, so look, what do you mean by bigger club?
This is ridiculous.
I would say, if you're saying that a big club is only winning those trophies.
That's what I think he means. That's what he means.
So for me, big club means more than just the number of trophies that you've won, right? It means fan base. It means size of the fan base, the size of your squad, the cost of your squad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's more that goes into big club for me than just the number of trophies you won. Because if that's the case, then all Aston Villa has to do is win one more trophy and they're a bigger club than us? No.
Right. Can I just say, right?
One League Cup and they're a bigger trophy than us? I don't think so.
Can I just say, Aston Villa, Everton and Spurs, there's not much difference between us at all when it comes to success. I think there's one trophy in it between the three of us.
Yeah,
all three of us, before the Premier League began, were equal in terms of stature and success and trophies.
But we're way bigger clubs than both of those two clubs.
Oh, Everton have won 10 league titles, and people just forget about that. Everton are no joke. But over time, the way money has become such a big factor in sport, Spurs have excelled off the field. Dude, it's off the field.
Everton is
it's not just down to trophies. That's what I'm saying. People using trophies as a metric. Hold on.
Trophies should be the metric.
No, it's not the metric when we're talking about how big a club is.
Dude, none of us got into football because we were turned on and excited by off-field activities. We love
about off-field activities. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not about how many hospitals we visit on the weekend. That's not what I'm talking about. No, I'm saying it's the size of the fan base.
That's off the field.
Okay. Size of the fan base.
Yeah. That's off the field. That's
the value of the squad. Right.
Money
and trophies. All three of those things combined makes you a big club or not a big club.
Okay, but we win in two of those. The others we don't. Villa and Everton are equal with us. If anything, Everton are slightly ahead of us.
So two out of three means we're bigger than them. That's what that means.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 are off field. Yeah, that's off field. That's what I said.
Those are still aspects.
Listen, this is where for me, I'm detached from football, because if this is how we're going to start measuring it, football and the way Spurs fans look at football is why we don't win anything, man. The mindset has to shift onto all on field, because if you're successful on the pitch, the fan base and the money will naturally grow.
Yeah, and then we have to do both in the same race. The reason why we are as big as we are now is because, is because of the constant league position that we've held over the last decade. That's why the club's grown, right? If we weren't competing in the Champions League,
Levy's been a tight ass.
But it doesn't matter if he's been a tight ass or not. I'm saying the reason why Tottenham is the size of a club that it is now is because of our league position consistently in our consistent appearances in the Champions League. That's how we've grown internationally. Fact. Without that stretch, we're not as big. If you go back, if we did not say we finished 8th every season since the time that Levy came to now, Tottenham Hotspur would not be half the size of the club that it is today. That's a tough pill to swallow as a Levy out person.
If you're using off-field measurements, yes.
Yes, which means we wouldn't have the squad. We wouldn't be able to pay for the players that we pay for. We wouldn't have the value of the squad that we have. We would have never had a player like Harry Kane.
Nothing. We don't win anything.
Harry Kane would not stay at Tottenham Hotspur if we finished outside the Champions League.
What's that got to do with trophies? None of that. We haven't won trophies. This is the key thing.
Right. But we can't win trophies without being a big enough club to attract players that are able to win us trophies. It's a catch-22.
We could. We chose not to spend money for 2 years under Poch. We did that as a club.
I agree. That's his responsibility. He owns that one. There's no excuse for that. What I'm saying is, if Levy hadn't built, right, the fan base up and hadn't built the facilities up, there's no way, right? Aston Villa can't compete in the market with the likes of City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. Can they? They can't.
Aston Villa spent, I think, the third most this season.
Right, but they're buying. They're shopping in the same bin we are. Right?
But they're spending it more.
We spent more money than Villa, but they're just buying better players than us.
Dude, Everton spent 300-400 million and screwed themselves. These clubs are spending the money, Will. We're all underestimating how big these are big clubs, by the way. It's just because they don't finish high up in the league the way we have, we're dismissing them. Villa and Everton are big clubs.
So then why do we dismiss them? If those clubs matter, why are we dismissing them?
Because we're focusing off field. We're focusing
no, we're not focusing off the field. We're focusing on the
how many
league table
fans we've
positions.
got in Malaysia and in New Zealand and in Antarctica.
We're not dismissing.
We're focusing on who sells the most shirts. I don't give a shit.
We're not dismissing. No, we're not dismissing Everton because they don't have as many Facebook followers as us. They don't have as many shirt sales as us. That's not why I dismiss Everton. I dismiss Everton because they're shit.
Yeah. They are shit.
In the league, they're shit.
Yeah, but you don't judge a club by now.
That's why I dismiss Everton. I could care less if they won 100 trophies 100 years ago. They are shit.
So let me get this right. If Man United became shit for the next 15 years, you don't call them a big club?
Nope.
That's crazy.
No, it's not.
That's crazy.
If Manchester United becomes shit, gets relegated, comes back into the league, and is a mid-table side for the next 20 years, they are not a big club anymore.
Arsenal
100%.
won nothing for 12 years.
20 years, they've won nothing.
Arsenal won nothing for 12 years. They were still a big club. That's what history does.
It's very tough.
A big club.
They stayed relevant. Hold on. They stayed relevant in the top 4.
I do want to go to Spurs West Ham preview, but Brand is very...
I want Alex to apologize that he said that Nottingham Forest are bigger than Spurs. That's outrageous.
Yeah. A Brand, especially...
It's a disgrace.
I want Alex to apologize for saying Arsenal's ahead of us. That's a disgrace.
Bob, you don't know Mr. Box Office. He's going to apologize.
I was
sorry, Amari.
In regards to history, brands are very hard to dissolve. I can understand what Will's saying, but I also understand what Stella's saying. You can have a brand take a hit, like say United gets regulated, and they don't become in the football field a power, but they can still be a power in regards of brand and influence because of what United has done the last 30, 40 years. It could be like...
It's generational, Mari. Hold on, I got to correct you because there are not little kids becoming Man United fans right now.
All right, look, take no kids.
There are no little kids becoming Manchester United fans right now. None.
See, look,
that's tough.
Not in the US.
A lot of Man United have been doing it for 100 years.
They've dropped. They're dropping. They're dropping. They continue to drop. They'll lose their fan base. They'll become.
What I love about football, what I love about football is it goes beyond even the sport, because you go like, all right, you go to Italy, like, why are you a fan of this club? Because they're pro-right or they're pro-left, or because of 1916.
So go buy one.
There's so much history into sports teams that is passed on to family. Like, if you're rich in Argentina, you're more of a River Plate fan. If you're poor, you're a Boca Juniors fan. And it will have to take a couple generations to move that. I use for a perfect example, Chicago Cubs, right? They were losers for 100 years, but had a strong. Yeah, there's no.
Nobody supports the Chicago Cubs, Mari. They're an
No,
irrelevant team in
Cubs,
baseball.
no, there's just it's heritage. I've gone there. I'm not a Cubs fan, but I've gone there. But
Yeah, because that's a city. Of course, there's going to be Manchester United fans in Manchester United, right? But what I'm saying is the reason why, like, the St. Louis Army, right, the St. Louis fan base is the most dominant fan base in the Midwest, isn't because everybody just likes Cardinals, the bird or whatever. No, it's because they win crap. They're the most successful team in the National League in the Midwest, right? The reason why people aren't Royals fans is because Royals don't win anything. They haven't won anything in a long time, right? And the only thing, I'm an American. For us, look, Mari, how many National League titles has the Cubs won? You don't know.
Very few.
Nobody knows. Right?
No one knows.
But I can tell you, I don't even know how many National League titles the Cardinals have won, but I can tell you they won 11 World Series.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care about the trophy to the trophy. All I care about is the trophy.
But there are some clubs.
Nobody knows how many AFC championships the New England Patriots
That's
won.
because in America there's only one trophy to play.
No, there's not.
Super Bowl.
That's not true. It's not true, Stelios.
Real Madrid has
in English football, you can win the Premier League, you can win the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, a European trophy. There's a bit more to play for.
Okay, in football, you can win the AFC championship, you can win the NFC championship, you can win the Super Bowl.
You can't win all of those. You
Yes,
can
you
win the
can.
NFC if you're in the NFC.
Yeah, you can win the NFC if you're in the NFC, but you can win the NFC and not win the Super Bowl, can't you?
But
Yeah, okay. Okay, there's two things you can win then.
It's still a
In England, there's
trophy. You
three
hold
or
it up.
four.
It looks like a trophy.
Look, look, can I just quickly jump in here? Because obviously it's going back and forth. I agree with what Will's saying. Since Man City have come into prominence and since Newcastle have got their money, I live down south in England, and there are so many more Man City shirts than you care to imagine. Literally,
100%.
people
That's
go with
the shirt.
Same in the US.
people go with the it club and it's stuff like that. Look, Man United will always be a big club in history, in heritage, in everything that's gone before. But as a common team now, people that are coming up and watching football are starting to support City, going to start supporting Newcastle when they're successful, going to start have supported Chelsea. The amount of times I've spoke to people in spaces, when did you start supporting Chelsea? 2003, because it was when they.
Perfect example, 100%.
What Will says, for me, all domestic trophies, all like major honours, I don't count community shields, but they do it online, they do it and stuff like that. They all matter, especially for a club like Spurs that haven't won a trophy for so long. They matter. The domestic cups matter. We need one to get over the hump.
Sure.
And
They matter. They matter in the fact that it's nice to have for banter, rival things. But in the scheme of things,
it's honours. It's success.
no, listen, it's not success.
I can't the situation.
It's success in a 6-game competition still.
We don't do it so I can put a tweet out on social media and
Yes,
ban
you
at
do.
someone. We do it because it's
success.
victory.
Stelios, it's success in a 6-game competition.
I don't care if it's 1 game, 10 games. It's success. It's a prestigious.
Well, then the community
tournament.
shields should add. You should add that up there too. If it's just
No,
one
it's
game,
not
community
because only
shield
2
counts.
teams can play for that. And it's a day out for the family.
Then why didn't the Tiger Cup count?
The what cup?
The Tiger Cup, Audi Cup. We had to play 3 game teams to win the Audi Cup.
Oh, that's pre-season. Come on.
Because we're invited.
So was
to
the
play
community
there.
shield.
Oh
What
my
I'm
God.
saying is, you're
I can't
invited.
take that.
Hold on, you're invited to get into the League Cup. Nobody has to qualify in the Premier League to get into the League Cup.
When
or
we
FA
beat
Cup.
that team from Singapore, what they call the Sunny Sailors, we should have got a trophy for that.
We did
Well,
get
I
a
don't know
trophy for that.
Oh, that's a disgrace.
We did get a trophy for that.
Yeah, but we don't celebrate. It doesn't go on our
we got
honours list.
Richarlison raising it up over his head. They've all got their shirts off. The
Yeah,
players.
but it's not on our honours list. If you go on our honours list, it doesn't say Tiger Cup.
The Chaz is.
Actually, it might be on the Wikipedia page as a minor title or preseason title. But what I'm saying is, look, okay, those cups matter, but they don't matter. Okay, they matter in the fact that it's nice to have, right? You want to be that, right? But nobody remembers. Look, does anybody think? Remember that season when Liverpool won both domestic titles and then they lost the league to City? Do you think the City fans cared? Oh man, damn! Liverpool was a better team than us this year because they won the FA Cup and the League
but
Cup,
they had an
and we
open
won the
top bus
freaking league.
parade,
No,
They had an open top bus parade, and all the fans, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, came to the streets to celebrate it.
yeah, for one day.
What do you want them to do? Come every day? For
They're
the
not
next
celebrating
month?
it this now, still are they? They're not going on. Look, I can tell you right now, right? There is no Liverpool fan that's going on the streams right now and being like, "We won the domestic double. We won the domestic double in the cup competitions." But I see Man City fan. I watch Hamza go on every single show. We are the treble winners. We are
What
the
accent
treble
are you
winners.
Oh, he's just a hype guy, bruv. Like what
The
Hassam
treble.
is.
I watched us
Like
win
everyone
the
talks for
treble.
Hassam, who I don't even know
Yeah,
about,
and
by
do you
the
know
way.
what? And do you know what? The FA Cup was part of that treble.
Yeah. It adds into it from the Champions League and the league, right? That's something you go, whoa.
Will, Man City have won. They won something like 6 or 7 Carabao Cups in a row, right? They don't dismiss trophies because it's all success. We as a club cannot dismiss competitive trophies. We can't. That if you're a massive club like Liverpool, Man United, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, if you're going to win the league and you're going to dismiss a cup on the way to win the league, that's
No,
different.
because I have the same expectations as that. I have the same expectations as that.
But
Why
we're not
can't I
that
do
club
this?
yet. We're not
Hold
that
on.
club yet.
So
We're not.
Look, if you want to be that, you gotta live that. That's my motto. If you want to be that, you gotta live that.
If you want to be that, you need to learn to win everything. You can't
That's
win
Right, and you
every
can't
trophy.
win that until you be that.
Can I say something?
Which you've got to build up to it. You don't go from A to Z. You got to go A, B, C, D.
No, if
You
our
want to go A
players,
to Z.
I would be disappointed if you walked up to them and said that if I walked up to Heung-min Son and he came out at the beginning of the season and said our aspirations this season is to win an FA Cup, I would be upset because his aspirations should be to win the fucking league.
Well, our
not an
aspiration
FA Cup.
should be to win. Our aspiration
you
should
just
be to
dug
win
your hole
everything.
just saying that, bruv. You just dug your hole just saying that,
Why?
yeah? Because Song has not been that guy that has been wanting to win the league. Let's just be honest right now.
What, you don't think Son
Yeah,
wants to win
because
the
if Son was
Champions League?
doing that right now,
you've done it,
yeah,
Alex.
Yes,
he would
yes,
have
yes.
done it a couple of
Now he's
seasons
done it.
ago.
Can I say
No,
something? Can I say something before I have to?
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I
Son wants to win
gotta.
a league.
I
Alex.
have an appointment because I got to work out for my tux. So I'm gonna give my prediction. You guys end the show. West Ham Spurs. I have Spurs 2, West Ham 1 tomorrow.
Absolutely agree with you, Mari, by the way. Absolutely agree with you. I think it's going to be a tight game.
And then the last thing I want to say before I leave, I do agree with Hodge. What I love about football is the history. Yes, people pick the clubs, with a current victory, they're winning trophies, whatsoever. But there's some things that are like passed down, and I can.
Everybody picks a club. Look at Terry Flewers. His dad's a Spurs fan, and he's a freaking Man United fan, Arsenal torker.
Yeah, he's.
Can I say, Murray, right? Let me say something on this. If you go back in time before migration and global sports, this is true. Now, with so many people that move into countries, let's use the UK as example, they don't have any affiliation to clubs. They've got no family here. So they will support the in-trend team because they're new to the country or they've landed here for work, and so
they live in the local area.
I don't think the local area matters anymore like it did before. And
I think if you're an immigrant, it would.
They don't have that affiliation. They haven't grown up in the area.
If you're an immigrant and you don't really follow football, but you live in England, you start to learn the culture and you start to follow football, right? You're not going to support Arsenal if you live in Tottenham. If you're an immigrant,
you'll be surprised, dude. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
You're surrounded by the Tottenham culture. Well, then there is no culture.
There's a fair number of Arsenal fans who live in.
I can tell you right now, there's not a single Kansas City Royals fan in St. Louis, Missouri, that's come into this city that way.
Okay, but I'm telling you about in the UK. That's
right,
kind of
saying. There's more of a local, right, like dedication to football clubs here. Like people think the American fans change their sports teams. They don't, right? The sports teams change their cities. It's not that we change.
That applies in the UK to the smaller local like Division 1, Division 2 teams, yes. But with the Premier League teams, it's completely changed now. It is more about trend, and it is more about just what you end up picking up on. Whereas the overseas fans, they just pick whoever. Like, why overseas fans have chosen to support Spurs, I don't know. Maybe they like Harry Kane. Maybe they like Heung-min Son.
My stepdad was born in Spurs. My stepdad was born in that hospital, just a hop, skip, and jump behind the stadium.
All right, Mari, you don't have family born in Tottenham. Why did you pick Spurs?
Oh, easily. My best friend is an Arsenal fan. We root opposite. Like we're rivals for every sport.
Right, so it's a
And-
protest vote.
Protest.
It's a protest vote. Right.
But two reasons. Because of Jonas, my best friend. He came on my first year doing stream. He came on, and so literally I said, yeah, I will root for the team that is the rival of Arsenal. And Tottenham was not that bad. We had Berbatov, we had a couple of players, and I'm like, okay, I can see this. And from 2007 on, I've been supporting Spurs. Yeah.
See, Murray, it's changed in the UK. When I grew up, when my granddad first came to England, I wasn't born then. He lived in Haringey, which is the postcode next to Tottenham, right? So it's Haringey, Wood Green, Tottenham. So his local team was either going to be Arsenal if he went that way to Seven Sisters or this way to Tottenham. And at the time in the 60s, Tottenham were banging. So he's like, I'm a Spurs fan. So then he gave birth to his son, my uncle. He was a Spurs fan. So me growing up in this family, I was either going to be a Spurs fan or I was going to be a Chelsea fan because my dad was Chelsea, because when he came to England, he went to Chelsea College and that's where he lived.
Mm-hmm.
But my uncle took me to my first ever game, which was a Spurs game, so I became a Spurs fan, right? But that's how it was, and I'm sure every family's got some kind of similar story. Now it don't work like that as much.
If honestly, if I had chosen,
yes, mom or dad might make their
if
kids.
I had chosen,
It's
honestly,
not as-
if I had chosen a Premier League club earlier, because I follow a lot of international football, I've told you this, and I've seen a lot of Serie A clubs and stuff. So technically, Napoli was the first team I liked because I grew up watching the game of the week in New York City. My favorite player in the late 90s in the Premier League, and I don't know how I didn't become a Liverpool fan, was Michael Owen. Because I love Michael Owen.
Most people that aren't from the UK would tend to go towards Liverpool. They've got that global hook. But
Yes,
Alan, why did
Liverpool's
you
really
become a
big in the
Spurs fan?
United States.
And
United is really big
I
in the United
I
States.
didn't pick Liverpool. And
Arsenal's not that big in the United States
So I became a Spurs fan. I was
because
born
they're
in-
irrelevant in the last 20 years.
I gotta go, guys.
Fine.
Continue the show.
No worries. I was born in East London, so technically I could have become a fan that
West Ham.
we play tomorrow. But no. Look, my family was a mixture of London clubs, Arsenal, Spurs, also, and even a Leyton Orient fan. But when I was a kid watching the games on TV, the games that had the most action, most going on, goals and incident, and all that was always the Spurs games. And I got hooked on Spurs because goals here, there, and everywhere. Arsenal back in when I was a kid was all like boring 1-0s and stuff like that. And it was just boring to watch. So I was like, yeah, I'm hooked on Spurs. And I wish I'd have gone for no, I don't wish. If I'd have gone for the boring football, I would have been sitting here with many trophies, but I would never change my club. I'm Tottenham through and through. And yeah, obviously long may I suffer because 15 years without a trophy. But yeah, I wouldn't.
See, this is so I'm talking about. This is a dumb argument. It's Will. It's fan like you. The reason why Spurs don't win anything. Why? Because I want to win the league. I'm not satisfied with winning a League Cup or an FA Cup. How does that make sense? My expectations are higher than yours, BB. They're higher than yours, right? So your comment is absolutely
A bullshit?
Oh my god.
Damn.
West Ham predictions. Who hasn't given their prediction?
So I gave my prediction on my channel, and literally Mari and Alex have both gone for my scoreline. So I'm just going to do what I normally do and go, I have to go different. So I'm now changing to a...
No, but why? Why must you change? Why?
Because I don't like to be the same as other people. Look, my actual scoreline is 2-1. Because I like to be different, I'm going to say 5-1 Spurs.
5-1. Oh my god.
who picked 2-1?
Who picked 2-1? Mari and Alex.
Mari.
I said 2-1 on my channel. It's going to be a tight game. Look, I'm missing about the 5-1. It's going to be a tight game. I think we've got enough.
2-0 for me.
2-0 for Will.
Yeah. Romero's back, baby.
Look, it's good that he's back. Very quickly, who's going to be his partner? There's no way that Dyer comes back in. Do you think
Ben Davies. Has
do you
to be
think
Ben
Dorrington?
Davies. Has to
Davies.
be.
Ben Davies.
What about Dorrington? Do you think he gets a chance?
No.
Who?
Dorrington.
No.
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 No. Ben Davies hasn't actually been horrendous. He hasn't
No,
been
he
horrendous.
hasn't.
Been all
I'm
right.
not English. I don't care what's a prestigious trophy in England, my man. Is it like if you did this to me, it wouldn't mean I wouldn't get offended at all, right? Like if you did this to me, I don't get offended because I'm American, right? So you got to do this to me,
Oh,
right? This doesn't mean nothing to me, just like the FA Cup.
oh gosh, we'll
No,
see.
you can't dismiss the FA Cup, man. Honestly,
I can't.
You
Just like I
can't.
dismiss this, I dismiss the FA Cup.
let me tell you something, right?
Oh god,
If you were in England, right? If you were in
Oh,
England
he's getting shirky now.
and
He's getting
Spurs
jerky now.
played, I don't know, Man
Being
United.
honest.
If you lived in England, no. Do you know what, Will? If you lived in England and Spurs played Man United in the cup final, FA Cup final, and we beat them, not only would you be celebrating, you would be at that parade with the open top bus.
I'd be at that
in
parade
the
now. Still, I wouldn't have to live there. I'd be at the
But
parade
why?
now.
You don't care about it. You don't care. Why?
Because listen, that's not what I said. I said to
You
me,
did. You
it's
said
not
it's irrelevant
relevant
to you.
It's not irrelevant to me when I'm measuring success. We haven't reached success until we win the league. So I want the club to take things to get us to the point where we're winning leagues and Champions Leagues, right?
Okay, but
When I'm talking about success,
it starts with
the League Cup, FA Cup aren't success for me. They're bonuses. I said that. They're bonuses.
They're not bonuses. They're just easier to win.
They're bonuses.
They're just easier to win.
Yeah, that's what makes them bonuses. They're irrelevant to success. My
They're
success,
not irrelevant
my
to
metric for success is
They are
leagues,
success.
Champions League. That's success.
Will, would you say at the moment
Harder level of success.
would you say,
Higher expectation.
Would you concede at the moment that if Spurs win these trophies first, it is success? But if we start being consistent and challenge and consistently win like a league or challenge for the major honours on a, then it becomes extra after the fact.
No,
just at all. So okay, fair enough.
Because success for me is reaching the highest goal possible, and the highest goal possible is the Champions League and the league title. Right, that's success. A League Cup, an FA Cup, great. Those are great bonuses, right? Let's party. I'll fly out there. We'll get drunk. We'll get arrested. We'll get in street fights. It'll be great. Let's do that, right? We'll go down there and we'll chuck blue paint all over the Emirates, right? Let's do it. I'm down for it. White paint, blue paint. We'll chuck it all over the Emirates. I'm down for that. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, it's not success though. Success for me is league titles and Champions League titles. That's success.
Right, okay. All right. So in your world, in your mind, it's not success. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're allowed to think that. No one can take that from you.
It's my opinion.
So you're going 2-0 West Ham. Alan's gone 2-1. I'm going 3-1. I've said 3-1. Mr. Box Office, are you going 2-1 then, like Alan said?
6 games for Premier League teams if they have to go to the fourth round.
2-1, yep.
Or third round.
So it'll be a tight game. I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham do get a sneaker draw, though. I wouldn't be surprised.
So you're covering bases. You're going for a win,
and it would be
worth. No, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, no, because I think Tottenham will struggle. West Ham will find a way, and they're in bad form at the moment. They've struggled the last couple of games, haven't they? So they're going to be really up for this season. This game.
Spurs. We're their cup final every single time. All I hear from West Ham fans I know is, "Oh yeah, we got you. We're going to smash you. Oh, we're a bigger club." And I'm like, "Yeah, great, whatever." But this is.
I think we're going to see right now why. I think we're going over the top at Lo Celso at the moment. When you got Paqueta for West Ham at the moment, that's actually helped West Ham win a trophy. And so this guy's only turned up 2 games, and everyone's saying that he should be given the next chance.
This is the last one I'm going to do. I promise. The last one I'm going to do. Right. So, Will, as you were alive when Spurs last, I wasn't alive when Spurs last won the league title. Now there was Stell, by the way. We don't have a right to dismiss trophies. Okay, I do have a right to dismiss whatever I want, right? First of all, I get to choose that, right? And it's for the same reason. I have the right, right, to make myself a millionaire, to desire, to be that my goal, and accomplish that goal, even though until back 1,000 years ago, when my grandfather was the king of your freaking country, own that. My grandfather, by DNA, was the king of your freaking country, has been poor, right? Since the, what's it called? When the Protestants were getting their heads chopped off by the Catholic. Since that time, when my family came to the United States in 1703 to escape persecution from the Catholics, right? Who were
How have we gone from
freaking
FA Cup
lords,
to this?
lords in Aberdeen, king of your nation. Before
How?
that, all the way back to Robert II. I'm a direct paternal descendant of Robert II, right? When my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was your freaking king, right? I still have the right to want to be a millionaire now, even though for the last 1,000 years, my family's been preachers and poor. That's just me. That's my desire. That's my goal. Own it.
Let's do the Newcastle results as well, because we got a game on Sunday.
You start calling me your majesty too, by the way.
Alan, your prediction for Newcastle?
I'm going to go 2-1 again, Spurs. Tight game, but look, I know we've got injuries or we've had injuries and suspensions, but I know they're getting people back, but they're not at full strength as well. So I would say 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs.
So that was mine. I called it earlier, Alan. You used the same one as me.
I didn't know that. Sorry.
Will's going 2-1. What about box office?
1-1 draw.
Do you know what?
I don't think I think Newcastle are doing well at the moment. I think they're doing very well at the moment. I think we're going to come unstuck, unfortunately.
I was saying to Perchy before I come on here on his show, this is the only game this season I really can't predict. I have no idea which way this is going to go because of suspensions, because of injuries, because of them, because of us. I have no idea whatsoever what happens in this game.
And
I'm more worried about this than West Ham massively.
The difference is that they need to take chances. We need to take our chances. That's the difference right now. I think that was the difference against Man City and difference against Aston Villa. Aston Villa taking their chances, we lost the game. Man City didn't take their chances, we won. We got to draw out the game. I think against West Ham, it's going to be the same. You know, you got Ward-Prowse, who's going to be good set piece taker. You know what I mean? You got Paqueta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Antonio.
Newcastle, Alex. Talking about Newcastle.
Yeah.
I can't predict this.
I'm going to Newcastle now. Newcastle got Isaac up front now. You know what I mean? You know, this is all going to be crucial in terms of if we don't take our chances, they will punish us. And that's going to be the difference whether we win the game or not. And that's it, really. Because if we're gonna keep on playing this attacking football, that's cool. But you need to take your chances. If we don't take our chances, we're going to lose games.
Newcastle on the road haven't impressed me, if I'm honest with you. At home, I think there's a lot of hype for them. A lot on the road, I haven't been wowed by them. This is what puts a doubt in my head that they're going to do well against us. But then I look at us, and do we have the physical battle in us with the players missing? Because Newcastle are going to be in our faces. That Grammarish is a piece of work. They've got some big, strong players. The only one in our team that I think can have it out with them is probably Romero and Kulusevski. Maybe Udogie, maybe, but Romero and Kulu will have it out with them. The rest I don't know. So I actually, honestly, I can't picture which way this goes. I've just gone for 1-1. I've just sat in the middle, 1-1, because I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say on this.
I can't get over that Will picture. Sorry, that Will picture. He's got a baby Arteta. Fuck's sake. Look, I get what you're saying about they haven't impressed on the road, but then we were saying that about Villa, weren't we? And then they ended up beating us because we didn't take our chances. I agree. It's going to be a hard game to predict, but yeah, I think
their attacking players worried me, Alan. Aston Villa's attacking players worried. They did worry me before we went to that game. I remember saying I'm worried. I actually predicted we'd lose to Villa. I said we'd lose to Villa.
No, okay. No, I had us beating Villa, but it didn't happen. Look, it's going to be a tough game against Newcastle. It will be a tough game against West Ham too, because they'll be up for it. I back us. I think now we've got that result against Newcastle, Man City. Apart from the Wolves game, the game of football we've been playing, we've been sticking with it, so we know what to expect from this team. They know what they're expected of, what's expected of them by Ange. I think it's just going to be a bit of a positive influence on the next couple of games. I really do.
Hey, listen, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
That I've spotted here that are quite good actually. Hold on, I've just gone and lost them both. Sorry, it's this one here. I think this is a good question. Richarlison or Brian Hill?
Richarlison.
Richarlison.
No, done. He's a boy. He's not going to be good he's not good enough for the Premier League. I've just seen enough of him to know now that he's not going to be strong enough for this league. Richarlison is strong enough and can bring things to this team. It's just goal scoring isn't one of them. I'd rather Richarlison over Hill.
I've said that if it's taking him, if still Kill doesn't understand that he needs to get more harder and stuff after how many years of being at the club right now, being on loan, and he still doesn't know that already. What do you need to say?
I'm joking.
Well, yeah. Well, you're spot on. You're spot on, though, Alan. Because the thing is, how long do you have to tell the guy to get big, to bulk yourself up a little bit? How many times? You know what I mean? You know, you've got Silva for Man City. He got the message. Modric, when he was playing for Tottenham, got the message. You know what I mean?
I just think I don't think they got the message because they were still quite small. I just think they were just too good and they adapted. Whereas I don't think Hill can.
Can I ask you guys a question? Right? Is there a situation where you play Brian Hill and have Richie as an impact sub against West Ham, but against Newcastle, where you know they're going to be in our faces, you start Richie because Richie's the kind of player that will give as good as he'll give as good as he gets? Or do you start Richie in both games, in your opinions?
Richie in both.
So,
and this is me wanting Richie sold as well. That's
definitely Richie in both for me as well.
I say this. I say, I agree with Alan, actually. To be honest with you, to be honest with you, I'd rather have the hard work of Richarlison than what Gil gives us. I wasn't going to give Lo Celso or Gil a chance anyway. I just thought Lo Celso wants to leave one, and Gil he's had enough chances to make himself known, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
Except Lo Celso said he wanted to stay.
Is Lo Celso playing like a player that wants to leave, though? Because as long as he plays like this, who cares?
He said with his own mouth this summer he wants to stay. So, he's a liar, I guess.
Well, it could be that. It could be just playing how he wants and hoping that a team like Barcelona come in for him and say, okay, you're going to fit that.
Straight swap for Rafinha. Let's do it tomorrow.
No,
I'll drive him to the airport.
What I'm saying is, look, Brian Hill, absolutely not. The game against Man City, it just looked like Kyle Walker had taken his kid to work. That's what it looked like. It was that obvious that he's not built for this league. So yeah, Richie every single day over Hill. But then again, like I said, I want Richie sold and I want an upgrade on him as well. So it's the best of a bad situation, to be fair.
I think you can get. If we're going to do this data-led approach, that we're doing at the moment, you can get a replacement for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sorry. Like I said, I think we just need to stop wasting our time with these players anymore. You know what I mean? If we're going to start giving these players chances, we should have gave Dele Alli a chance, because Dele Alli had better seasons than him. Had once he's hardly had any seasons with us, Jill. I mean, you know what I mean? At least Dele Alli had 3 good
we shouldn't have
seasons.
signed that clown.
How bad is it when the option is between Hill and Richie?
It's bad. That's what I'm saying. That's why people don't give. That's why
scraping the barrel.
My whole rant earlier in the show and everything about it isn't because I'm trying to be a dick. I am a dick, but I wasn't trying to be a dick.
That's your words, not mine, dude.
My point.
Sorry, are we changing the subject?
No, it's because it's based on this, right? My whole point in why I said what I said was because there is no Spurs fan. I don't care how long you've been supporting the club. I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you go to every home and away game. There's no Spurs fan that is going to make me respect a team that hasn't won anything important in 20 years, right? I am not going to not banter Arsenal or any of those other clubs that have been irrelevant in the last 20 years. Just not going to happen, right? Because my standards for this club, my pride in this club is high. And that's why I don't accept players like Brian Hill. That's why I don't accept players like Richarlison. That's why I don't accept players like Emerson, because my expectations are to get players that allow us to win the league, and those players aren't that. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm saying what I said. That's the only reason why I'm as strong as I am.
I can agree with you there, because I don't rate Emerson, don't rate Gil. And who was it? Richarlison's the below average Emil Heskey. So what else can you say there? To be honest with you, isn't it?
Below
Really?
average
So
Emil Heskey. Oh my.
well, there was once upon a time Emil Heskey, wasn't there? So anyway, what are you going to say, Alan?
No, but who was it that put it there? What's Up TV says Hill needs the anabolic chicken. He doesn't. You know, I'm going to be a bit of a nerdy. You know, Captain America. What Captain America was before the serum that made him.
Yeah.
He is. He needs that serum to make him like Captain America. Need to have him ball out and
You
be
mean
a
this
beast.
Captain America?
There you go. Just like the big it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just he's done. Not good enough.
This Captain America right there.
That's what we need. That's how we need him to have it, like to have the serum and become Captain America. But it's not going to happen. He's just.
I got this just to wind English people up that xenophobically abused me, right? You know that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I like the way you've got.
You don't know nothing.
I like the way you've got England scarf underneath it, Will.
Yeah. England.
He's got the three lions right underneath it.
Will, could you do me a favour? Could you try your Scouse accent again? You tried to drop it a little while ago in the thing when you were doing like about the English accent. It kind of was like Scouse when you're talking about Liverpool. Could you try it again, please?
I don't know. I just do it. If I try it again, I'm going to butcher it worse.
Did you do anything? Did you do it justice?
The only English accent that I have down to a T is the boy Hotspur. So wherever the hell he's from, I've got his down to a T.
Who?
He's got.
Who?
Oh, you don't want to know.
The boy Hotspur.
You don't want to know. Talk about it backstage. Talk about it backstage.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
In fact, do you know what? It's been 2 hours.
Why would I waste my time, Stelios?
Oh no! Here we go.
Oh,
You Greek toilet cleaner.
I have no idea.
Well done.
I have no idea.
Do you know, we'll talk about
Will's on one today, man. Will's on one today, man. He came on today, little sort. Let's
all your
take
fault,
it.
Alex.
Yeah.
All you do is mumble and grumble with your humble and bumble.
Oh, don't worry, bro. They call me Waffle Guy, but I'm Mr. Box Office, the main event. You know what I mean? The Professor of Truth and Entertainment. That's what's on the card, and that's it. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I've been actually more calm today. You know what I mean? But Will, today you've been on one today, boy. Honestly, bloody hell. Oh
Alex,
my god.
We're gonna wrap it up.
So Connor wants to see me without a hat on. Are you ready, Connor? I'll show you. That's me without a hat on right there.
Okay.
Consoling my baby child, my sad child.
Alex, before the show deteriorates even further,
because it's not a goal.
when are
For
you
many
next
reasons,
on?
It's not a goal.
What channel? Whose channel? Is it your channel? What other channels you on? What are you doing? Let us know.
I'm not anybody else's channel because I'm on Mr. Box Office TV, obviously, every single time, and that's it. You know what I mean? If you don't know, get to
Brian
know.
Hill.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, and that's it. You know what I mean? Because while Will waffles on and digs a hole for himself today, you know what I mean, and gives fuel to Mr. Box Office. I did the stream earlier today. If we go over to my channel, Mr. Box Office TV, you'll see why I said Postecoglou is not my favourite manager and never will be my favourite manager. You'll see why I said it was the best performance of the season against Man City, and you'll see why I said Tottenham Hotspur could win the league, but will not be successful, and that's it. So if you go and watch my channel, you'll see the timestamps in the description below as well, and that's it. And also, like I said before, as I said, it's coming. It's definitely coming. But like I said, you're going to see a different side of Mr. Box Office, and I promise you'll see a different side of Mr. Box Office. The best, the worst, and the bang average top 5 of Tottenham's history is coming soon, and that's it. So keep it locked in with Tottenham, with Mr. Box Office TV, the main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, Jay's nightmare, and Stelios' guilty pleasure, and that's it. And that's all I need to say, and that's it. Back to you, Stelios. I'm done. If you don't know, get to know.
That was another whole show in itself, wasn't it?
Alan, good
For
Alan,
me,
good luck
France
plugging
is
your
not a
channel.
goal.
Off you go. Good luck with
That's
it.
right. I can't live up to that. No, look, the channel's time added on, predominantly Spurs, but doing everything Premier League. I'm live tomorrow evening doing a watch along for the game. Back Friday night with the original panel that I used to have on for Coy's Talks. That's Friday night, every Friday night moving forward. And over the weekend, the missus is working, so I've got free range to do as many watch-alongs, watch as much football as I want. So I'll be popping up with different games all over the place. So yeah, come and join me. Let's have a laugh. And if you don't know, get to know. Back to you, Stelios. I'm done.
See, I'm done. Guys, Mr. Box Office TV, time added on. Check them out. Subscribe, like, watch the channels. We'll be live at some point this weekend, no doubt. And just going to keep it short and sweet and just tell everyone thanks for watching.
I'll be going live tomorrow night after the game at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, we're playing tomorrow,
not 8
Jesus, I forgot. I totally forgot. I keep thinking about Newcastle.
Thursday. We'll probably be doing a watch along tomorrow for this game, I'm sure. And I'll be at the watch along. My show will be at
I'll be at the watch along as well because I'm not going to the game. I'm not going to go get the flu again straight away.
Mine will be at my show will be at 9 tomorrow.
England's freezing at the moment. London's blitz, man. It's ridiculous.
Something I do agree with you there, unfortunately. Bloody hell.
So-
And then watch along tomorrow. What is it? 3 p.m. Something like that. The game starts 3 p.m. my time. 8 p.m. your guys' time. 8:30.
8:15. 8:15 over here.
I'm watching the game. I'm going to be at the game.
Good luck.
Thank you, Danny, for your ticket, by the way. Thank you, Danny. Anyway,
Wrap up,
moving on.
Wrap up warm, I tell you now.
I know.
To see if there's
It'll
any
be a good game, you know, because if I'm cold, I swear, if it's not a good game, I swear, I'm going to be so cold, I swear. That's
Yeah,
the
I
good thing
think
about football, at least it's a
the
good
one
game.
thing you'll be guaranteed is Spurs will give it a go, man. And that's, I mean, you know we will. So
Oh,
should be a good one. Listen, guys, thanks for watching, everyone. Big yourselves up. And yeah, we're out of here. Come on, you Spurs.
What's the both of us?